Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. How is everyone doing today? I am your host, Elder Rawchaa. You are on G.O.C.C. Media, Tuesday nights with your elder, Warrior Lion Rawchaa. How's everybody doing out there tonight? All right, Shalom family. Make sure before we go into our show tonight that everyone hits the like button, because you know we're going to go in. You know we come to check your temperature. No, you know, I ain't going to say no no COVID, but you know they trying to bring the good old monkeypox for the planet, because the Planet of the Apes is coming. See, they trying to bring the good old monkeypox because the Planet of the Apes is coming. See, the kingdom of the apes is coming. They got the sloth virus. They got the monkey virus, the bird flu, the pig swine flu, the fish flu, whatever. You know. Yeah. So, and I want brothers and sisters out there to remember, do not be deceived, because what we're finding out, after I've seen some information, I know I just sent it to Elder, I don't know if he looked into it, but listen, these are some time situations going on with people who, let themselves get bit by the scorpion inside of a needle, okay? They're timed sicknesses, guys. They're timed sicknesses. So while these people may be going through the next phase of whatever button they're pressing or frequencies is out there, right, to back themselves up, they have to say, oh, we have this, new this, and new that. When they knew from the beginning, hey, if these people keep on taking this boosters and this and that, right, guess what? It's many things that's going to continue to happen in the next phases. Okay? Yeah. Hey, I'm just telling you. So you'll see people who done let the scorpion bite them in the arm, having every few years something new, if they make it through that. And all of a sudden it's something new because they took something and they have something. For those who have ears, let them hear. Okay, so now let me tell you, black on black crime is not a pandemic. Going to war overseas with many countries is not a pandemic. See? So-called, you understand, people who's so-called passing away from the regular flu and all types of other autoimmune diseases, those are not considered pandemics. When two people pass away from something, all of a sudden the world needs to stop. Y'all have to think about that. Don't let the media and the Wizard of Oz, that's why I call them the Wizard of Oz, and their Hollywood stick, you understand, bring fear to you. Right? Don't let them desensitize you. Don't let them blind you, because Christ said, let no man deceive you. Soon we will not be able to speak like this. Okay? Especially if these Democrats get in office. Lord have mercy. It's going to happen anyway, but listen. Yeah. But anyway, I'm here and I want to ask a big question. I want to ask a big question. I'm going to go into some scriptures about it, and I'm actually going to open up the lines because I want to hear from the people, you know, after your baptism, have you been seeing results? Have you been seeing results in your spiritual walk? Have you been seeing results in your physical body? Because you're supposed to become a new person. Just want to know. And if you haven't been receiving results, I want you to call in too. So maybe we can help you with that. Now, we're not going to do a whole counsel for you, but we may be able to give you a few, point you to some directions, scriptural wise, give you some edification. Okay? But we should be receiving results. Now, when you first come in, like the Bible says, a righteous man can fall. And you stumble a few times and you're like, you know what? Now I know what I'm supposed to do. That's wrong. This is right. And I'm strong enough for this. I've fasted. I've prayed. I've asked questions. I've asked for wisdom. See? So I want to know, are people staying stagnant? Are people just coming to the Sabbath and saying, praise the Lord? And we know people can fall. We know people can make mistakes. We know people, it's a war. A war is not easy to be fought. So we have each other, to support one another when it comes to these things. But I want to open up the calls because I want to hear people. I want to hear positive encouragement, but I also want to see, hey, are you still struggling? And, because it's all on you. It's all on you. You have every resource that you need that Christ have left behind. And that's the Holy Spirit who can teach you all things. Okay? So I'm gonna show some encouragement tonight. Obviously some of that's going to be on the the physical side, just to show you that, hey, you can do it. Some of the things that you were doing before the truth were good things. You were doing them for the wrong reason, for vain reasons, or listen, but some of that you shouldn't have threw away. So we're going to talk about that tonight, right? This show tonight is going to be a call to action. All right. So I want to let me go to a scripture really quick. Okay. But first, let me actually, one moment. Let me first go into this actually in case people do or don't know our Hebrew and Bible Academy here. All right. I want to know, have you guys heard about our Hebrew and Bible Academy if you're new here? Okay. So if you want to join, all you have to do is go to historytimes.org. Unfolding the seals of the apocalypse, Revelations 6. The next Hebrew and Bible Academy have already started, obviously, on August 4th. Okay, 2024, 9 a.m. All right, Eastern Standard Time. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then the end shall come. Matthew 24:14. Okay? So, you can go to historytimes.org if you want to join the next Hebrew and Bible Academy. If you don't know, once again, because we have new people who's always watching, the Hebrew and Bible Academy is a 3-month online biblical course with weekly online lessons every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. New York time or Eastern Standard Time, right? And I highly encourage you to join, especially in these times. Okay? We teach original Hebrew language. For those of you who have been in the Christian church and you're like, you know what? How was the Bible written in Hebrew? I don't even understand. How are we going to be able to read the Bible? You should have known the Bible is in Hebrew and Greek. You should understand the history of King James and who he is. We teach all of these things. Okay? So come and join because we start from creation, right? Teach you who the beast is, who the Catholic Church really is, the mystery of iniquity, We teach you about the gods and all of the ancient religions and gods and idols and bring you up to speed today. And hindsight will be, let me tell you, your spiritual hindsight will be more than 2020. Okay? Because, you know, I mean, we got all the books. All the books have been went into, and we continue to be blessed with more and more information as time goes by. So you want to join this, because I know a lot of new people are still wondering. Okay? We teach the original Hebrew language, including the conversational Hebrew. So when you go to the other side of the word, you're prepared, and you will see that how close the Arabic is to the actual original Hebrew, because there's nothing, Arabic is nothing but a copycat language to Hebrew. You have words like, right, Asherah, right? When in Hebrew it's Asherah, right? You got Moya and Maya for water. So that's just a few examples of how close it is. You can actually be your own biblical scholar to help add some bait to your fishing pole to go and get out some of the Most High's fish and bring them back to who they are. Whether Jew or Gentile can take this. Okay? So, we also provide in-depth Bible teachings on true history of the world and real-time prophetic world news from around the whole globe, because we have people around the whole globe. We have news around the whole world. We understand the channels that are propaganda, and we understand where we can get actual real news from. Brand new lessons are going to be in this academy, as you already know. Okay, for those of you who have taken it. Creation, declaring the end from the beginning. Okay? Declaring the end from the beginning. I know a lot of pastors cannot unravel the Revelations, the book of Revelations, but we can, beyond any shadow of a doubt. It's not a mystery to us. The Most High have allowed the Holy Spirit and given us eyes to see according to Scripture. Precept must be upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. The final judgment of evil. You want to know about this, don't you? Okay, the return of the diaspora. Who are the diaspora? The 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? And people are still confused about this in the world. I know. I talk to people on an everyday basis, and they are still confused when I'm in public. You would thought that a lot of people still knew, but they don't. The judgment of modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. We're going to talk about how Sodom and Gomorrah was created. What was its foundational principles? How did it get to where it was and its demise? And how modern day Babylon, or so-called North America, is called spiritual Sodom in Egypt. And why? How relative today is to that time, because Christ said that before he comes back, we will be like the times of Noah, where there was splicing, see, weather modification, see, transformations, see, the kingdom of the Most High God. Who's going to be in it? What it all entails of? What's going to be inside it? Who will come in the gates? Who will live on outside of the gates? You should know this. But if you don't know, it's okay. Because guess what? No one can learn unless they're taught by a teacher. Shalom. Shalom, guys. Okay, so I want to put that out there really quick. Okay, before we start flipping and dipping. Okay, before we start swinging and banging. See? Yes, indeed. So first off, once again, are you seeing results? If not, we want to know why. It's like you start a new job, and you have people who comes in, you're like, why are these people being promoted? Even though nothing's about vainglory, why are these people being promoted to manager or this position or that position? And I'm not really focusing on just positions. I'm just saying in general. I'm just giving that as an example. Everyone cannot be in a position. That's just not a reality. But everyone has a work to do. Everyone has a work to do, guys. And it first starts within you, within your own household, the people who you frequent with on a daily basis, okay? Sorry, I'm getting too swole for my clothes. Right? So, yes. But one thing that will hold you back is laziness, negativity, slothfulness. And I'm going to give some examples as we go forth. That way you can question yourself, am I this? Am I doing that? So we're going to go to Proverbs 26 and 13. Shalom, Elder Dale, Elder Rawchaa out there. Proverbs 26, and we're going to give you some edification. Okay? Let me see here. Yeah, you know what? We can go through the whole thing, actually. I mean, because this is some wisdom here for you guys. Because some people toot their own horn, and they don't really have a horn to toot. Okay? So we're going to give some wisdom about that if they don't know. This is not to put anybody down, because everyone has to start somewhere, huh? Proverbs 26 and 1 says, as snow in the summer and as rain in harvest, so honor is not seemly for a fool. So if you're a person who clowns around, jokes a lot, okay, you don't really take anything that you do serious, okay, and you're very disrespectful. You don't know timing. Listen, you lack morality. You are considered a fool. Not that we should go around calling people names, but the reality is a person like this will be very stagnant and not see results. So if this is you understand, you might want to look at that. You may have been taught to grow up like that. I don't know. Maybe that's all you've seen. But if you see everyone else around you constantly progressing, maybe you need to question yourself. Do I play too much? What am I doing with most of my day and my time? I've been into this truth about 7 years now. I'm still working the same job. I have not got a raise. See? Or this can go for us leaders. If I'm a leader, I am not multiplying sheep. What leader is a shepherd and not his sheep are not being fruitful and multiplying, not having babies and offspring? Adding that to where now that shepherd has to now get a bigger sheepfold. Or if he's not getting a bigger sheepfold, it's okay. He has sheep to sell and slaughter. And he's producing fruit and getting money for that, to keep space there. So it's a few different ways that can be done. He's making money from the wool, or are his sheep so unhealthy that they're just dying away? They're not growing thick enough wool. See? So even leaders can lack that. So sometimes that doesn't mean they're a fool, but we can all look at the drawing board and say, you know what? Maybe I should try this bait or do this or do that. Or maybe I am in the wrong area. What does this area like? Or because sometimes some areas, like Christ said, he could not prophesy in some areas. So let me go to another area instead of just spinning my wheels having hope that I'm going to get one soul. See? Some areas he could not prophesy in. Okay? Some areas are just dead. That's just what it is. Right? So, let us go to verse 2. As the bird by wandering, as the swallow by flying, so the curse causeless shall not come. A whip for the horse and bridle for the ass, which means a donkey, and a rod for the fool's back. We mature enough to know that the word in the Bible there means donkey. Okay? And a rod for the fool's back. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him. Some people are not progressing because they are having the wrong company, like 1 Corinthians 15 and 33 says. Evil communication will corrupt good morals. If you are around people who's clowning around, playing around all day, and that's your company, that's who you will become. So you will be stagnant and you will not see results, because Whatever door the Most High is opening for that next person who's the opposite, you will not be able to go through that door. And you will be like, why is it not happening for me and it's happening for everybody else? I'm following the commandments, but as you're following the commandments, you're still goofing around, wasting time, playing around, being a fool, or hanging around fools with this type of character. Okay? Not that a person has to be serious to the point where they are not having a sense of humor. That's not what it's saying. But a man or a woman of the Most High are about their business and their Father's business, right? Knowing that, hey, if we're in captivity, we definitely want to be working hard to better our situation now that we know what this is all about. We were captives. We should not try to stay captive. We should not try to be like, well, what master want me to do today? So we're going to bring these things out for you guys just to encourage you that, listen, the spirit of grinding that you had came from the Most High. But would you not want to give people jobs instead of you always just taking a job? Would you not want to be the best version of yourself now that you know what this is all about? Huh? See? We're going to talk about it today. Encouragement. Stop staying at step 1 for so long and finally get to step 3. Before you can get to step 10, you got to make it to step number 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Sometimes you want things too fast, it doesn't come. We're going to talk about that too, according to Scripture. So, answer not, verse 4, answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou be like unto him, and answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own conceit. You have people who's like that. They know everything but have nothing. You sitting there, you have all the substance, and some people know what I'm talking about. Or you have older people who know what it is to work for something. You hear a young person like, yeah, man, I know that. Yeah, me too. Yeah, man, did you know about this? And you sitting there like, you know that this person, needs a little work, or they can be doing better, or they don't really know it all, but they are becoming a fool through pride. It's called a proud poor man or woman. Okay? So we have to be very careful with being like this, because where a person would open a door and give you some wisdom to help you, they say, you know what? I think you know it all already. I'm always at the gym and having these little episodes. I had an episode where, excuse me, guys. I had an episode where, I'm drink a little tea here. I had an episode where, oh, that's nice. I was, working out with my wife, and this older white gentleman, he just starts talking to us. And I'm like, talking to him nice, but then out of nowhere, he's like, telling me like, man, I'm going through this. I got this skin hanging, whatever. I said, listen, I'm telling him everything that he can do to help this situation. But he's doing the total opposite, having pride, like, oh no, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And everything he's telling me is all wrong, by the way. I've been doing this a long time. I'm not a know-it-all, but I'm like, I'm thinking he's coming humble. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to help this brother, tell him what he can do with the issues he's telling me he's having. He's telling me something about some skin, this and that. And I said, hey, you probably should be lifting weights if you want to get rid of that arthritis. Not just coming in here walking. And I'm telling him a certain diet or certain supplements today. He's like, yeah, but I'm doing this study. And I said, sir, it sounds like you have it all figured out. Because, see, I'm a man. Grown men, we don't beat around the bush. And I'm still being respectful instead of a friend. Make not an enemy. Because I'm not really trying to make friends anyway. Okay, I got the body of Christ in my own family. I really need to make no friends. So I said, sir, it sounds like you got it all figured out. And I said, well, I tell my wife, hey, baby, we getting ready to get up out of here. I'm like, all right, God bless you, sir, because I'm not finna sit here and talk with some prideful person who actually needs help. He's coming as if he needs help, but then he's telling me everything he's doing is not helping him. See? That's a fool. And I am not coming out my way to call him myself a fool. Let me put some of that mint up in there, you don't mind. Just a little drop. Okay? But I'm just giving you an example of how this thing works. You have a person who is more so in need, but acting like they're the boss and they have everything going on. When you sitting there like you can hear according to their conversation, no, they can actually learn something. But it's okay. We'll let them talk themselves into much buffoonery and foolery. Okay? That does not produce results. Okay? So, he that sendeth a message by the hand of a fool cutteth off the feet and drinketh damage. The legs of the lame are not equal, so is a parable in a mouth of fools. As he that bindeth a stone in a sling, so is he that giveth honor to a fool. So if you have people who's hanging around telling these fools what they want to hear. Unfortunately, fools can even be in the truth because they don't have the knowledge that they are a fool, and someone's not telling them the truth of how they can get better. They're telling them what they want to hear. You can still be respectful and give corrective criticism, my people. Not giving criticism like you have it all together, but if you love a brother or sister, and if they're willing, but they have to be willing to take the advice. If not, don't even try to reason with a fool. The Bible tells you that. Okay? But don't give a fool like, man, what you think about this? And they give you some type of stupid joke or post on social media, and you actually entertain it. You are just as a fool of them because you're just trying to keep some type of peace. And it's like, no, I'm not really dealing with that. See? You got some people who have good relationships and they know each other, but then you have some people who actually just sending silly, crazy stuff or just doing silly and crazy stuff, and it's just like, and you know, you can tell a lot about that also, how a person's children are mannered. So we as a nation, to see results and to even for our future generations see results, we really have to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves to get better. And this is just coming out to teach the nation of Israel. Right? The Gentiles have their kingdom in order. You can go to a white person's neighborhood and you see no trash and it stays clean. Or you go to the unrestricted land. Now we're learning why you go to certain lands and everyone wants unrestricted land, but unrestricted lands you get a bunch of trailer park trash type of situations. So you'll go to certain land that has restrictions and notice they say you got to have a mobile home this year. You have to have, they have certain rules to keep it decent. And that's what we have to understand. To be a kingdom, we have to learn to be decent. Keep certain standards. Because if we're the kingdom of heaven, even if you don't have a lot of money, you still can learn how to keep things decent. Okay, so we can't look at everything that Esau does and says, oh my goodness, they just want control of everything. See? Because you will not be able to progress in the Most High this way. So yeah, we're talking about it tonight. Make sure you press the like button. Are you seeing results? Your brother or sister who loves you is going to make sure you see results. Sounds like a homeowners association. Not everything about them is positive, because let me tell you, my mama told me some stories, boy. Mama a little crazy. I ain't gonna put my mama out there like that, but let me tell you, Esau don't want to mess with mama. Lord have mercy. I don't want y'all trying nothing crazy, so I'm not gonna even say it. But mama crazy. I see where I get it from. So, is he that give honor to a fool, as a thorn goeth up into the hand of a drunkard? So is a parable in the mouth of fools. The great God that formed all things, both rewarded the fool and rewarded transgressors. Okay? As a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his folly. So if this is you, if you're coming into the truth and you continue to go backwards after some years, yes, people make mistakes, they fall. But after a while, you should say, you know what? Am I going to take this serious or not? Am I going to do this or not? Whatever sin I'm dealing with, is it going to actually bring me into the pits of hell? See? And woe to those who call good evil and evil good, because sometimes, like I said, you will know people are doing foolish things and you're in the truth to be homies and friends with people. Just to befriend people, that's it. And then you got some people who comes in just to be over righteous on people. And their job, they never can progress because they're going around just being a Pharisee. So you got two different type of people that you don't want to be. All things are not profitable for all men. So yes, we're trying to all learn the health and do all of these things, but we can't sit there and be like, I can't stand this person because, they don't want to stop eating, natural flavors or MSG or GMO. Listen, they will have their time to learn their thing, guys. They're going to learn it. Okay? They're going to learn it. So just be patient with people like the Most High was patient with you. Verse 12, you don't have to go around and say, well, see, we shouldn't be doing this. That is for the shepherds to say, not the people. There's so many different levels people come on. When you go into high school, a lot of times it's grade 12 all the way down to like what? Grade 9. It's not one level in a high school. Okay? So, anyway, that's how the truth is. As a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his folly. Seest thou a man wise in his own conceit? There is more hope of a fool than him. A person who's wise for no good reason. It's not benefiting you. And I'll tell you something. This is how the world have trained people. Vanity. You have, sometimes I see people just, and guess what? People can do what they want to do, but you have people doing everything to get as much views as possible. But it's not, you think about it. You got this one guy on there. Listen, this guy is strong. He's on steroids, but he's strong. And I admit the guy is strong. See? Now, if I was on steroids personally, I believe I would have the same strength, if not more personally. But the whole deal is, I see so much vanity. I see this one young guy, and I give these guys credit. Listen, because our people are strong for the Most High. He puts knives in his mouth and tries to do push-ups. He puts nails in his mouth and he does push-ups on 1, 2. Let me tell you, he's doing it. He's doing better things than Bruce Lee. I'm going to tell you that as Judah. But to the point where if he makes one false move, he's dead. Or he's going to get crazy injured where he can never do it again. This is vanity. A man wise in his own conceitedness, but for nothing. Let me tell you, you're getting paid for vanity. If they're getting paid, a lot of them not even getting paid. If you know how it works with music, Snoop Dogg was complaining, and he's famous. He said, man, I got 1 billion streams, and that was less than 40 grand. And if you nowhere near Snoop Dogg, you should understand, streams you don't get money from streams. You don't get no real money. So a lot of us, obviously, yes, doing it for the kingdom and doing it to wake the Most High up. And if there's a reward, it will come. But you should focus on doing something profitable for your family as well. What you gonna leave behind them? Some streams? Them streams don't pay. Okay? This thing is almost done. Let's get what we can get in Babylon while we can. Let's get some trades, something that can turn over, to go and buy some silver, some gold. See? Invest in certain things like real estate. I can't tell people what to invest in, but one thing I do know about silver and gold, you can't travel with all of it, but if you're investing, for example, in Bitcoin, which is probably a lot of people invested in that. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what I invest in, but if the grid goes down and internet goes off, you can't spend the Bitcoin. Okay, or they say, you know what? In order for you to get your Bitcoin, you need the mark of the beast. Now you have different backups. Okay, I got me some silver. I got me some copper. I got me some gold. I have me some cattle. I have eggs from chickens. Not only do I have eggs from chickens, I learned how to store them to where I have them. I can barter this type of way. And the grid may come back up and you still got your Bitcoin or your Ethereum or your Litecoin or whatever these all these coins are. See? So you can't have all your eggs in one basket. The rich people can come on YouTube and tell you what to do, but they're already rich. You can't just come around with one gold, because one piece of gold right now. My boy who I used to run the streets with, he still follows me. Shout out to my boy. And, he's still learning. I still keep it real with him. Like, hey, money ain't going to save us, brother. But sometimes he send me some news about, he showed the gold bar is worth $1 million now. So, once again, I'm going to tell people, there's going to be gold in the kingdom of heaven. Silver. And it's going to be ours because all of it's ours. That will never die. No matter what anybody tells you, Bitcoin is worth more than gold and silver. It will never be. Now, the only way that it's understood is because you have to move around very soon in a digital manner, in a digital economy. Maybe that way, because you can't just travel with a bunch of it, but you can invest in it not only physically, you can invest in it through companies. There's many different ways to do it. But if the grid shuts down and you have to operate where you are and you like, man, I need to get from point A to point B, guess what? Whoever you give a piece of silver coin to, you don't have to melt it because you got a bunch of silver coins. You're going to be like, yeah, let me come right back. Let me go melt my gold real quick. You don't know how to melt gold. And the average person will not know how to do it. See? So you got to have diversity. So I'm just giving you a little wisdom as I sidetracked really quick, okay? Let me get back to it. Let's go to verse 13. For the lazy now, they will not see results. So if you're a person who's very lazy and fearful, you're not seeing results. Okay? If you don't believe in yourself, the Most High is not sending you anything down because you won't believe in the things that He's sending you down. He's not sending things down just because we are hurting people. I want you to know how this works. Because you won't really be able to appreciate it. You will spend it upon your lust, even if it's not your intentions, because you were not taught that. He will send you some little things and motivate you to encourage you. Your angel of the presence will go up every day and say, this person is still going. So the Most High will send you little encouragement type of situations. But if you never had money and you don't know how to appreciate it, or you might turn greedy, you might turn into a thief for things you have never seen or touched. The Most High doesn't just give people things just because He feels sorry for them. I want you to know that about our God. You have to get to know Him. So some people is thinking that. That's the only reason I'm saying that. Literally, some people's thinking that. That's literally the only reason I'm saying that. Some people is thinking that. The Christian church had a lot to do with that. Giving you more of faith and belief than actual actions that follow it. God gonna bless you. And you just been waiting on that blessing for the last 20 years. Do you not know how we were born? Our forefather physically fought an angel. Everything we get, we must fight for it. And that's not a bad thing. We must work for it. Work towards it. I need you to understand. Some people may tell you, you know what? I don't think I'm going to hire you, or they don't call you, and you like, you call them. You know how mama be like, make sure you call them. Don't let them call you. That's Jacob. That's how Jacob gets his things. If you don't fight for what you believe in, and some things, like Christ said, are not worth fighting for. Meaning, if you get stopped by the cops, He says, agree with your adversary. Don't fight in a broken system some things that you know you're wrong in. You sitting there like, because you're an Israelite, I didn't do that. You know you lying through your teeth. And you expecting the Most High to cover you through your lies. He will cover you through grace of your acknowledgement. Like, you know what, I made a mistake. I'm not going to do this again, but I can't necessarily, go in here saying all that in this wicked system. But can you forgive me, and I'll make sure so sometimes the Most High will work with you like that, because you in a system of a spirit of lying in those courts. Those lawyers are paid to lie. But see, you have to understand, whatever you want like your forefather. He even fought, and his hip was dislocated. So that means he was willing to fight for a blessing even through aches and pains. I'm just telling you guys, that's who we come from. If the forefather Jacob, who was more righteous than us all, had to do it, what do you think about us? If his grandfather Abraham had to go through that, what do you think about us? Abraham was approved by the Most High through his faith and his works. So why? I understand why we think this way, because we were in the curses. That I understand. So I had to come on here and explain tonight for the youth, or for those of you who still may be old, thinking that he's going to send me that blessing one day. Hey, the angel didn't send no blessing, and Jacob saw that he wasn't sending no blessing. So Jacob said, I'm not letting you go till you give me a blessing. Sorry. That's when the angel respected his mind. Like, you know what, bruh? You are something else. There's nobody like you on the earth. The Most High did say that you guys were going to be a stronger nation than Esau. You sat here and fought me. No one else would do such a thing. You're going to be called the Prince of Powers. So we would have to believe in the spiritual sense first, and then go after it physically. So Jacob had to, before he went to go and fight the angel, he had to believe in his mind that he can win. And let me tell you, we know he believed in his mind, because he fought until that angel just simply touched his thigh and like, hold up, this dude is serious. That's like you work for a job, right? Make sure you come in and press that like button. You work for a job, and you make your boss respect your mind. You are better. Let me tell you, you do everything on point at your job, and they have to, after a while, respect your mind. You have some people who don't appreciate it, but some bosses be like, you know what? I'm going to give you a raise or give you a higher position. And some bosses will be like, you know what? I see him doing it, but I'm going to give this position to my homeboy. And you like, no. I know you seen what I'm doing here. You know what? I'm going to have to go to HR or some higher ups, because I know you seen what I'm doing here. You still not trying to bless me? Sometimes we are too soft-spoken about things. You can still do things in a professional, respectful way. And then the blessing ends up coming. See? And I know personal situations like this that have happened. So I'm not just spitting something out of the actual atmosphere. Let's talk about the lazy people again. The slothful man say it. There's a lion in the way. You got a lion outside. Did you see that lion? Making it up. A lion is in the streets. I can't go out there today. It's raining out there. One is drizzling. And then it said it was going to rain. But then you got certain men who going to go out there like me. I will go out there in the rain. Not to the extent where I'm going to catch pneumonia, but I'm chilling out there doing what I need to do on the tractor in the rain, working. Not that every time it rains I have to prove myself. But what I'm saying is, if I really need to get a job done and it starts raining, I'm going to do what I have to do. Sometimes the cows is out there. So what? Hey, I do what I need to do sometimes. See? But you have some people who makes excuse. Okay? Excuses. As the door turneth upon his hinges, so doeth the slothful upon his bed. Ooh, man, this bed feels so good. I just don't want to get up. But you haven't earned the right to be able to wake up when you want to wake up yet. That is earned through time, continual effort, and work. And then a person like that, even though they wake up when they want to, they work harder than a person works for 40 hours a week. That's a different mindset of a person who wakes up when they want to work. You have to stop them from working. And that's why the Most High have now finally given them such opportunity, understanding you don't have to tell this person what to do. They don't have to be managed to have a camera over them. They're going to do it without being told, because that's who they are. They've worked up to a discipline to get to that point, to where another person sees them. Well, you just get to do this because you got this. And that person still don't understand nothing. See? They just looking at you like Cain now. They are Cain and you are Abel. So now they turn themselves into the devil, the hater of all good. This is how the world works. Even the evil people who follows Satan work. And they work hard. How do you think we have weather modification issues? How do you think we have food price issues? How do you think we have all these things, guys? They're working towards it. Did you think it just happened? And you thinking that, hey, you know what? My God love me. He going to bless me. Listen, he's going to bless the people who work for it. That's why they have some people who's going to be least in the kingdom and some who's going to be great. It comes from hard work. It comes from not just hard work. Some people work hard but cannot produce. That does not mean some of you are not working hard, but you have to learn how to work hard to where it's not vain and it produces. You see, develop this part about yourself. If you're working hard and after a while you see the same results, there's something you need to fix or add to it. Any one of us. Let me tell you, every whatever time that you decide on, whether it's a year, a month, every 6 months, look at yourself and see how you can get better. Hey, I have meetings with my leaders. Let's see how our flock is doing. Let's see, we can tell who's struggling from numbers. And it doesn't mean that they're trying to struggle. We can help them and give them a boost. Maybe they're struggling financially and don't understand how, they don't understand economics. Maybe they don't know how to read. Maybe they have no clue about, a lot of things. And we help them with that. You know what? You probably should get a new job. You know what? I never thought about that. Or go ask your boss this. See? Or they may be stressing. Maybe they may be going through family issues. You have to always see, the Most High made shepherds to tend to their sheep. The sheep cannot have wool forever. You're supposed to shear them and shave the wool off. Or let me tell you, that sheep gonna barely be able to walk. You have to clip their little, you have to clip their hoofs because it's just like nails. See? So, hey, our children, we have to check on them. Everything the Most High gives us takes work. A baby doesn't just come out and is like, yeah, I'm going to see you when you get 18. And you just grow up alone. No, you have to work towards it. You have to discipline them. And if you want people to see them how you are, you had to get your behind whooped and punished. You need to do the same thing. They don't just come out perfect. They can come out spoiled and conquered. So you have to put the same work in your parents did with you to get them to that point. You can name them the best biblical name ever. And if you do not put that belt on their behind or what the Bible says, however you discipline, guess what? You're going to get whatever results that you put in. And sometimes you do it and they still go another way, but sometimes they come back. So, but at least you done your part. Don't be lazy. The slothful hideth his hand in his bosom. Oh, I don't want to get up. And then might put out a Cheeto or something. How you got Cheetos inside your bosom, brother? Oh, I was watching this movie last night and I fell asleep. Brother got Cheetos and crumbs. Yeah. Lord have mercy. Don't you know your alarm went off 2-3 times? Yeah. I know, man. I'm just still tired. Don't you know you're going to be late? You living from paycheck to paycheck, brother. You might want to be the first one there. Sometimes it's not up to your boss to open doors. It's the Most High. And people will blame it on the boss, knowing he racist. He's racist. No, Negro, you are lazy. That's the issue. You come back telling the leaders, oh, man, they fired me because of such and such. They fired me. I had my fringes on. He's making up all type of stuff. Negro, you are lazy. You're riding the clock. I can't work for these white folks. Well, what are you going to do? We're in captivity. The Most High told us when we went to the first Babylon, if you don't serve them, you're not coming out of captivity. See? Now we're in a situation where through the Holy Spirit, we are released through captivity through our minds. And if we use the wisdom and work towards something. And guess what? We can bring ourselves out of captivity through the wisdom of the Most High. Because once again, the Holy Spirit can teach you all things if you're willing to learn and put the time in and ask people who have wisdom in these areas. Okay? It grieveth him to bring it out of his mouth. The sluggard is wiser in his own conceit. Every time you tell him, nah, bro, you can do this. No, man, I'm going to do this. Everything you tell him to help him, he's telling you the opposite. That sounds like a person who don't want to get better. Man, you know, you can do this. No, man, we do this over here. And you're like, you know what? Because I'm a respectful person and I see the position that you're in, I'm not going to disrespect you, but I'm not going to give you any more advice. If you like it, I love it. It's all good. But just don't start hating on me as I rise more and more, because I will. Some of us, no matter what situation we're in, we rise out of it. I know I have. Any situation you put me in, I'm going to be John the Baptist if you put me in jail. I'm going to be, hey, let me tell you, anywhere I go, it's going to be like, you better ask somebody about me. I don't need to brag on myself, but you better ask somebody about me. Let me tell you, I left Egypt. I did not see people doing pull-ups on social media. Now they doing pull-ups. Before there was a pull-up bar, and people who I watch from New York going over there doing pull-ups now, these Muslim brothers, I was doing pull-ups in that same place 15 years ago when there was no pull-up bars on the beach. I seen it. I said, whoa. Rawchaa said, man, look at this. You remember this? There was no pull-up bars. And me and Deacon Malak was doing pull-ups and the things that the brothers used to do, well, they do now still in New York. Hannibal and Beast and all of these guys who do the bars and stuff like that. See? We used to go into the gym and no one was doing muscle-ups. When Judah was out there, we come back, we would see people still in our workouts. Let me tell you, anything that you do should show forth Christ. See? I can go back right now and they're going to remember me. They're going to remember Rawchaa. We can go back to Europe because the elders were out there. You can go back to Europe and all that. They were painting them on the wall and all that. That's when anything you step on is gold. You don't even have to have gold, but your spirit is gold. Anything you step on, you left like a disciple with nothing, and anything you do is gold. And you go back and the people will give you everything. We are famous across the world, guys, just so you know. The truth have made us famous. Not us trying to be famous. Being righteous, being humble, having morals, being upright in everything that we do, great. Being peaceful with all men is what made us famous. Not being a wannabe. Not being a sluggard. See? And what I'm telling you, let me tell you, I wish I could exaggerate, but I don't like to be one of those people who adds things on stories. I like my stories to be actual true. Okay? So, I'm sorry, I can't tell you something that's not true. I never understood how people does that. I even got in a fight with somebody. It was me like 1-on-6. It was me and another brother. Okay? And, because they just start kicking my leg and they was almost going to break my knee. And, I won the fight. I don't brag on myself. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover, but I do what I got to do when I have to do it. But a few years later, the guy who I beat, he's telling everybody, he's bragging on how I whooped his butt. I'm like, man, that's weird. And another guy told me, he's like, man, we seen you out there, man. You was doing flips, karate flips, and doing all of this stuff. And I said, brother, I wasn't doing karate flips. I don't know what you saw, but I'm not going to take credit. I'm humble, and I'm not trying to act or try to, force myself to be extra humble. But maybe you seen some angel fighting with me or something. I don't know, brother. But I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to lie about something I didn't do. It was very basic. I did what I needed to do, and I walked away peaceful. Yeah, I handle my business, but you have people who does this. Adds things to stories. I'm good on that. If I want to write a fairy tale, then I'll write a fairy tale. Okay, so what I'm telling you guys about the elders and the brothers who was over here, all the stories are real, guys. They're not made up. We got some amazing stories when we're in the wilderness to tell you. I'm going to tell you, boy, we ran 50 people off the bus. It was only like, let me tell you, about 4 of us, we ran 50 people off that bus in Egypt. They said, we can't hold them anymore. And they gave us the seats. And we were not trying to be bullies. They tried to bite my brother's hands. They tried to bite one of the brothers in the church hands. And every time we would try to get on the bus, they would try to steal the seats from us. It was almost like this, the segregation situation again when we were in Egypt. And I was like, nah, we getting on the bus this time. Because if we can get on that bus, there was no more buses to catch. See, this is how, let me tell you guys, we got some stories. I got some stories to tell y'all one day. One day we got to do Egypt stories. But I didn't want to do them on here because I know they might not want us back in Egypt. They see this stuff. This is how you're doing the Egyptians. No, this is how your Egyptians was doing us. Let me get back on subject. Let's talk about this lazy person. The sluggard is wiser in his own conceit than 7 men that can render a reason. So let me tell you, you got a lazy person who don't have anything, who's acting like he's wiser than the wise men. Do we not know people like this? They know everything right. They struggling, they poor, they broke, they going through it. But they they arguing you down and you sitting here like, I can actually help this person. See? He that passeth by and meddleth with strife belongeth not to him. So I'm going to leave that there as far as the lazy person. I want to bring that out. This is a person, if this is you or have been you, you will not receive results. So you want to change that and work on that. All you have to do instead of being wise in your own conceit is ask for wisdom. Ask for wisdom. James 1 and 5. Let's get it. James 1 and 5. We're going to open up the calls. I'm going to try to get through this and show you a few examples of people who are changing. Let me get it. James 1 and 5. Let me see. Let me make sure I got this right. Oh, no wonder. No wonder. I put James, I put James 5 instead of James 1 and 5. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get it back for y'all. James 1 and 5. There you go. Y'all ready? Let's get it. Our people suffer for a lack of knowledge. Did you know that? That's according to scriptures. My people suffer for a lack of knowledge, meaning we don't know a lot of things because we were in captivity or we were not taught, or this was the circumstances we lived in and this is all we saw growing up. So now that we understand that Christ left us wisdom, you see a lot of people who may be wiser than you in certain areas. It's time for you to now become a fool, meaning that you don't know anything in that time. A student, not a fool in a negative manner. Now it's time for you to become a fool, meaning, okay, I don't know anything about this. Let me be a fool so I can become an expert. Get the milk and then I will eventually get the meat. That's how it comes when you're learning the Bible. That's how it's supposed to be when you're learning the Bible. You can also learn this when it comes to trade or skills in life, things that we need to build a community. Listen, entertainment passes us by and it keeps our kingdom seasoned and with spices and salt, but it's not a pure trade for everyone. Let's just be honest. And it does not, the game has been tainted. The industry have been tainted to where even the successful people in the industry don't really make a lot of money. They're making more money than the average person, but they're still getting cheated is what I'm saying. Okay, and the game is locked now for the entertainment business. It's locked. You can get your little jobs here and there if you play instruments and, and if the Most High just wants you to do something. But don't think that you're just going to come up. It's a lot of entertainers, just because you see them on TV don't mean they have money. I can tell you that right now. That I can tell you. When you're in the wilderness without auto-tune, what's your trade? What's your skill? You got to remember that. So you can do both. But just remember, balance is key. Or you're going to leave your daughter or your son behind your voice, maybe. But you have to teach them how to make money and leave legacy with it if you want to do that. If you want to do that and you can do that, cool. But you better make sure that it's going to leave behind money, because they cannot feed their family with air. Okay? So, let's go to verse 5, James 1 and 5. If any of us lack wisdom, let him ask the Most High through prayer, that give it to all men liberally, free. He gives the wisdom free, but there comes work that you must do to fully obtain the whole thing. But it's free. The wisdom is free. When you ask for it, you have to be serious about it, though. Can you go to the bank and ask for a business loan without a business plan? Don't think your God who made the heavens and earth will just give you something, anything you ask for, if you're not serious about it. Not even a human does it, so why would our God do it? So I'm trying to strengthen the people's faith to know how this actually works. It's not magic. He blesses the work of the hands. Okay? Any of you can do anything you put your mind to. It just takes dedication. It takes you being able to go through failure and get your behind back up and try it again until you get it. And guess what? Become a fool to become wise, like the Bible says. Don't be embarrassed to become that type of fool, meaning a person who doesn't know anything, because if you act like you know something, they're going to say, well, you know it. You know it. I don't need to help you. Why am I wasting my time since you already know it? That's why they say, do you have anything else to ask? If you have anything else to ask, ask. So later when they be like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And they be like, what am I talking about? You're like, I don't know. So when they're asking, did you have any more questions? Be honest. Write down the notes. Because now later they're gonna see people who says they don't need to know anything, and the people who did, who's gonna really be wise down the line? The people who studied and took the notes, or the people who said, yeah, I know, but really don't know, just to seem wise? I'd rather become a fool to become wise. That's why sometimes you see on my gym videos, I will show my failures. The whole social media, for the most part, is not showing failures. Everything has to be fake and shiny. But thing is, I don't care about people who's not paying my health bills. Let me tell you, I'm self-motivated. If the world falls, I'm still going to be self-motivated, period. So I show my failures. I don't care. My failures is what I learn from. If I don't have failures, what do I learn from? They make me great. I don't care. Oh, if somebody laugh, I'm like, laugh all you want. Come and pick up my failures, even if you can. Ha! You can't even pick up my failures. I put this video out to encourage the Judite brothers and the Israelite brothers not to show off, because showing off gets you nowhere if you are a spiritual person. It's not that to get someone to do what I'm doing, it's to get people off their behind to try to do better. And then you have some Edomite coming on there and want to leave a stupid comment. Nope, I never curl my own body weight, but neither did this person. Negro, that's what the video is showing you in your face. It didn't say I got it perfect. I got it though. So you're always going to have some haters. You have Esau who's always hating on Jacob, talking about he didn't even lift one rep, because you have these people who focus on you got to lift the whole way up. No, you don't. Because a lot of the Edomites who's doing that is still weaker than Jacob. They still can't run fast as Jacob, still can't jump as high as Jacob. And we still hitting half reps. Now what? Let me tell you, I grew up around football players and people who live in penitentiaries. So you'll have some know-it-all come in, wise in his own conceit, but can't do nothing. You get under there and pick up my failures. Let's see how you couldn't even half rep my failures. See? So let me tell you, those of us who are great at whatever we do, we don't care about our failures because they're not really failures. They're not L's to us, losses. They're learning lessons. You know the saying, they're learning lessons that a great person must be willing to go through. See? Let me tell you, I came back with nothing. I was driving a soccer mom van. And guess what? Hey, I ain't driving a soccer mom van no more. See? You got to think about it. I did not care living on the other side of the world. I didn't have a car on the other side of the world. I did later before I left, but everyone has to start somewhere. And I was doing, hey, good before I left. But as a disciple, you leave with nothing. You give everything to the Most High. Have faith in the Most High, knowing wherever you go, you're going to be great. It's about the purpose of what you do. I had not 1% of shame for what the Most High blessed me with. I needed him to understand that no money makes me. Everything that I come in this world with is nothing anyway. I can't take it to the grave. And that's when he gives those money who don't care about it. Because he knows they're going to use everything they do for purpose and good. See? Let me tell you, I would flip it in that thing like I was driving a Mercedes Benz. Thanking my God and everything. See? You have to pass certain tests with the Most High, and we're gonna read about it. If you lack wisdom, let him ask of God that give it to all men liberally, and upbraid it not. He gonna give you the full thing, not partial, but you have to be serious about it. And it shall be given him. But check this out. But let him ask in faith, truly believing with no doubt. That's what faith is. Nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave in the sea, driven with the wind, tossed to and fro. A person who tells you, man, I'm thinking about starting my business. I'm thinking about doing this. I'm thinking about doing that. Don't tell it until you're ready to do it. Because the demons have now heard, the haters have not heard, and they're going to get in the way of your progress. They're going to go pray against you. The demons are going to go and try to get in front of you. Something happens, now you can't complete that. Don't waver. Don't be like Peter. And guess what? I love Peter. But Christ told Peter, you must have faith or you're going to sink in this water you're trying to walk on. Okay? Anybody around me, I tell, when 2020 was around, I told all the men, I don't want to hear no soft stuff. Don't bring no soft stuff around me. This is not the time to be soft. This is the time to be a Maccabee. See? Period. I don't want to hear no soft stuff. I don't want to be, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? Should we go? No, don't want to hear no soft stuff. Anybody who come around me, let me tell you, anybody, if you try to bring some doubt to me, I'm going to tell you, listen, I want to hear that soft crap right now. Straight up. I'm a warrior of the Most High. And guess what? I may not get it perfect. I may fall. I may make mistakes. But I don't need no doubt in my mind. Period. Don't bring it to me. And that's called modern day, get behind me, Satan. That's all it is. It's just get behind me, Satan. I have a mission to focus on. I don't need to second think about anything like others do, because I see where that gets people when you doubt. When I left, there was a lot of people trying to tell me, don't leave. The blood gonna be on your hands. Let me tell you, if I'd have listened to them, I would have been out of the church with them. Elder gonna lead you the wrong way. Elder ain't leading me nowhere. I'm leading myself. I'm following the scriptures that someone's reading, and they're following too. It sounds like you have fear. We all get the fear of the unknown, and we pray to the Most High to cover that, because it takes faith to jump into the fear of the unknown. Even David prayed about the fear of the unknown. Praying about the fear of the unknown doesn't make you a coward, because yeah, you get a little nervous about, but guess what? You got to go through the fire, baby. You know what I'm talking about? You got to go through the fire. Okay? And guess what? You'll figure the rest out later. Not that you shouldn't plan for things. It's not what I'm saying. Can't be a fool and just jump off the bridge and be like, I'm worried about somebody catching me later instead of bringing a parachute to land better. All right? Verse 7 says, for let no man that think he shall receive anything of the Lord. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. This is what I'm trying to teach the Israelites. There's no blessing just falling out the sky. You must be in the spirit of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and fight for what you want. They had to dig physical wells for water. You want the water? Here's a shovel. Dig it. If you don't want to dig it and you've worked to have servants, the servants can dig it. Because you've worked for the servants, but you still dug the well because you've worked to get the servant. So you still dug the well. You just worked smarter and not harder. And you might say, well, somebody else gotta listen. It don't matter. When are you ever going to be a ruler? You can't work forever. Sometimes you have to delegate something if you worked for it. And now you can do more works. But you can't delegate. Don't delegate to people who's not going to still bring forth fruit. Or that still represents you. Okay? I'm going to read it again. Verse 7. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Let the brother of low degree rejoice that he is exalted. But the rich that he is made low, because as the flower of the grass he shall pass away. So that's going into something else. But we're going to precept this really quick with James 4:3. So we were at James 1:5. I want to talk about the unwavering. Don't waver. Let's go to James 4:3 really quick. I'm going to show y'all how you actually have to have your faith and use it. If you're thinking that, why the Most High blessed me with this, he just don't love me. He love you. He just said he gives to all men. He gives to all men free and liberally. But all men don't actually want to be serious about when they pray about something that they want. That's the issue. And keep in mind, we are a broken nation. A lot of things we don't know how to do. So that's why this lesson is coming out tonight. It's not a blame. We wouldn't know everything. So that's why these lessons comes out to remind you how to actually have faith to produce. But it's going to come a time to where you're in your mind, you're going to say, hell is no option for me. That's how I think in my mind. I made myself, well, really, I'm born genetically a certain way. I can see it through my daughters. My daughter, she, my 2-year-old with Lions kids, right? So I had them, picking the weight up off the ground, lifting up in the air. They did 4 sets of that, of how many reps or whatever. And I'm watching her. I'm like, I told my wife, I said, this girl, her mind is focused like me. That came from my mother's side. Anything she wants to do, her mind is focused. If she tell you she want a chip and you try to make up something else and talk about something else, guess what? Her mind, I said, baby, watch this. I say, watch, she still want that chip. I said, talk about something else. Listen, that baby focuses on, she's like, you like, what's wrong? I want a chip. Some stubbornness is good because you can teach that type of stubbornness towards the Most High. And so you have to be careful who you marry and get with because you want to continue to produce certain things like that. That's like if you got a sheep, okay, I'm going to mix this sheep with that sheep because this is going to be a strong sheep. When somebody comes to buy this sheep, I can ask for more because I know the genetics of this sheep is superior. I'm watching this girl. I'm like, she's doing a little side leg lifts. She's doing the glute bridges. I'm like, how does she know how to do all this? And she wants to. She woke up straight out the bed. She seen them working out. And she got a little 2.5 pound weight and start doing it. And I'm just watching. I'm like, this is something else. You have a baby with a righteous woman or a righteous man, you will produce good fruit. But you still have to discipline them now. You can't just spoil them. You still gotta, right? All that, it all must work together. Love, right? Health, See? Teaching, patience. See? All of these things. Okay? So if children can do it, why did Christ say the greatest in the kingdom has to be like these little children? If you teach these children this truth today, boy, let me tell you, these Gentiles going to have some issues. And that's why we have to get what we're talking about in order so we can instill this in them going forward. Boy, we be a force to be reckoned with under the Most High. You're not going to be able to tell our children that about Santa Claus and he's real. Let me tell you, you are not going to be able to teach these little Israelite babies about any garbage that's out there if you parents have been doing what you're supposed to do. Let me tell you, won't a robot be able to do nothing to them? They touch the robot with one finger, the robot is done. Once we start to call on our God, put him as a priority, he's going to put us as a priority. But he's going to, hey, you got to understand as a shepherd that Christ is, he's coming back to the sheep who produce wool, who produce babies, fruit. And we transfer that over spiritually, works and faith of the people who's represented as the sheep. Don't think he's coming back just because the sheep standing in the corner. I can't grow any fur. And they just depressed. I should just go get eaten by the wolves. You see, if you that type of sheep, you just feeling sorry and you want somebody to feel sorry. Christ is like, we don't even want to eat that sheep. Hey, give that sheep to the Gentiles because that thing might be sick. And it's not that Christ and we should not have remorse, but a person who stays in that state of mind becomes like a virus. It's a domino effect. Everyone's around that person starting to, how you doing today? You good? Because you can tell a man or woman by their countenance. They're like, nobody likes me. The whole world's against me. And you like, you didn't just hear the lesson yesterday? Rise up or something? I'm just making it up, right, General? Yeah, but I don't know if I can rise. Oh, no. You know what? God bless you. I got to go. I'm going to keep you in prayer, all right? Shalom. Oh, yeah. Kwam Yasharala. Yeah. Didn't the Bible say, who shall rise up, Judah? You still trying to lay down. You laying down lazy-wise and spiritually? Lord, I can't be around that. Lord, I can't do it. I can't do it. See? I got to go out fighting. I can't do it. So, let us go into the scriptures. We're precepting from James 1 and 5, okay? These are some things of why some people is not seeing results. They are still dealing with the minor physical, carnal things. She's still doing this and she doing that. Listen, I don't deal with that. And what I've learned after doing this work for so long, people have gotten addicted to counseling marriages with negativity and mess and busybody. People have gotten, I said, okay. They think that's what counseling was made for. I'm having issues in my marriage. That's what Moses was dealing with in the law. So how about this? We have people who's courting over here. They are now priority because they are building in positivity. You said you need counsel in some mess, you're on the back list. You're going to get counseled, but after I deal with the priority sheep that's producing. Because these are building the kingdom and you're tearing it down. So which one is priority? And they expect you to jump to them. And we've been doing this for years, over a decade. Always, yeah, man, we not getting along. Or listen, don't you have the Bible to solve your problems? And how many counselors have you had? And you still didn't get it? You are not priority right now. See? And it's only going to be so long before I say, you know what, you guys are not getting it. You might need to go watch from home, or you might need to take the baptism class again, because something, or go watch some of the old lessons, something's not clicking here. Or someone just doesn't want to do anything. We have to keep having talks about marriage and this and that. Don't you know it just says, play your part that's in the scriptures. It's very simple. You're a helpmeet. You're the husband. Find out what it takes to do that according to what we've been teaching. Put that equation together, and it's going to equal results. Because I'm going to put you on the back burner, and I'm going to put the people who need counsel for business. Okay, you know what? Hey, I don't know this, but I'm going to find this person who does know it. I'll hook you up with them. That's counsel too, about positive things. You know what, Elder, I need counsel on this, counsel on that, to build the kingdom. Not that people have to do it alone, but if they're not genuine and they just always ask, and you like, why are you guys actually together? Because you are basically an ox and an ass that's going two separate directions. You're actually stagnating each other to where you're going to be more hellbound than anything, because you haven't produced anything. Christ said if he came back and you didn't produce anything, and if he's given you a talent to produce, and you guys are arguing so much you just stayed together, oh boy, you're done. See, now I'm not going to split you up. That's yes, your own business if you're going to stay stagnant. But I can tell you this, mess and drama in the end of the world is not priority. Counsels and wisdom is for wisdom to do better and to acknowledge that and try to do better. And next time you come, you're doing better. Not to constantly, you're picking a sore. The sore is healing. You keep picking it and you keep starting back at square one. No. You can keep that. That ain't, let me tell you, that ain't no different than the 2020 Scorpion situation. Are you jabbed up? You still don't get it. Huh? You rather them go, hey, you rather the doctor go and tell you you're bipolar, and that's why you're doing it. You rather hear some stupid excuse instead of just getting rid of your own demons. You just have pride. And so we're going to read about it in James 4, why you're not receiving results. Because the Bible says when husband and wife don't agree, their prayers can be hindered. So you got one good person in the house who's trying to follow, but for some reason, he's trying to drag. The donkey is not as heavy as the ox. Trying to drag the ox. The ox is too heavy. He's only barely getting a little bit far. Or she is only getting a little bit far. That doesn't mean they're not going to make it in, but boy, it's going to be rough. Y'all better listen to me now, because the Holy Spirit is coming out. And some of you fit this description. And you coming around acting like it's all good. But when you get home, it ain't all good. It's all bad. And you should be ashamed, because you have pride to follow and fit your position. But I just can't submit to him because he... Listen. You tell that to Christ and see what he say. I don't know why our people could do a lot of stuff when we were not in the truth. We were successful at doing a lot of stuff and making it happen. You get in the truth, and you got people to counsel you, and now that's all it's about. Counseling every time you get something negative going on. But I thought that's what y'all supposed to... Now, listen, no one said that the church is a social empire like the government. We help and counsel you to continue to build the kingdom, but if it's starting to tear it down, that's wasting and taking away time from others in the kingdom of Christ. James 4:1 says, okay, from whence come wars and fightings among you? Where is this stuff coming from, he's asking. Come they not hence even of your lust that war in your members? You can't blame it on anyone else. It's coming from you. You blaming things on everyone else. It's coming from you. Ye lust and have not. Ye kill, you desire to have, and can't obtain. You fight in war, drama and mess. Yet ye have not because you ask not. So you're going like 40 years in the wilderness spiritually, and you're blaming things, the world don't like me, and it's still, you're blaming everyone. All you had to do was ask for wisdom. Did we not just read it in James 1? See? You thinking, let me go take vengeance on this person. You know what I learned a long time ago, even in the world? Success sometimes is the best vengeance. I remember somebody shot my truck up. He wasn't even built like that, but he was a hater. And guess what? I knew his brother. I knew because he was my homie under me. He wasn't built like that. But he was a hater. He wanted to holler at my girl. Jealous. You had some guys who, they would hang with you, but they really jealous of you. I don't like to brag on myself, but I'm going to tell you right now. It's some dudes, I'm going to just tell you the truth. He wasn't built like that. I'm verified. So I can speak these things. If somebody come across these videos, it's not a lie. It's just not a lie. I don't need to go no further than that, but I'm going to say this. He shot my truck, and I said, you know what? If I take this dude out, one, for breaking the principle of me feeding him when he had nothing, bringing him to be somebody who he wasn't, breath stank, crooked teeth, listen, all that. I didn't down him when I seen all that. I built this brother up. I helped this brother get women, girls, and all that. Fed him, put money in his pocket. See? And turn his back on me because he's jealous and want my situation. And becomes a hater. And instead of coming do it all the way real, I got a patio glass where I sleep right there. If you really want to be really gangster about it, come and do it how we supposed to do it then. Don't shoot a parked car. So I go outside and I'm like, okay. I'm like, I already know who it is. The coward. See? And I'm gonna tell you this story for a reason, because this is what keeps us lacking results. I've been to war. When I tell you guys I've been to war, I've actually been to war already. See? Not the full war and everything that we fight now, but I've been in some scary situations. So, I'm trying to find this dude for like 2 years, trying to hunt him down. And it came to me, I said, you know what? I had found his truth. I said, you know what? The best thing of vengeance is going to be success. I'm going to fix my truck, put some bigger, better rims on it. So when he seen me riding around, because I ended up seeing him, and obviously he would flee away when he seen me, but I knew it was going to make him feel bad, because he's like, he wanted me to come and still search for him because I could never find him. When I'm calling around, and now one time I almost got him, but I can't say all that on here. I'm going to leave that be. But I'm going to tell you, I ended up finding the truth, and Elder Rawchaa saved me, because me hearing Elder Rawchaa teach the way he teach, boy, let me tell you, boy, I needed that hardness, because I was in a Christian church. And when I heard him, I said, you know what? And I learned the Bible. I said, yeah, I'm not going to use vengeance, because vengeance is the Most High's. But upon me getting ready to go to Egypt, I never told her to record this story. I ended up seeing the person. So I said, you know what? I was a little knucklehead still. I just live off principle. I said, you know what? I'm not going to use the thing and pistol whip, do all this crazy stuff. I seen him. I'm riding behind him. I said, I had to give him a good behind whipping at least, though. I know I'm in his truth now. I was in the truth for like a year and a half at that time before baptism. And I said, Most High, I'm going to have to take this sin up with you. It probably wasn't the best thing to do. It probably was a foolish thing to do, but it had been about 2 years, and I'm chasing him around on the road, and just me alone. And he goes to our old job at the car wash, and I'm just gonna whip him in front of everybody. He flees out of there because he knows I'm serious, because something happened before that I can't talk about. I'm not gonna incriminate myself here, to where he knows it's gonna be over. So I followed him again into an old Hollywood video, and I hop out and do that. And he said, wait, let me explain. And he knows. I hope the brother get into the truth, because I end up having to say God bless him, because he, at least before I was gonna put the hands on him, he He said, man, I got kids now. So he started copping the plea. And the truth calmed me down. I said, all right. So I said what I need to say to him and whatever happened in the past. And, this brother shot my car. So I'm, back in the days, I'm trying to do what I need to do to him. But I knew his brother. I had a radio show with his brother and all of that. And I knew his mom. So I'm like, I'm going to be a fool if I take this guy out and everybody know we beefing. I'm going to prison. So you had to be smart. So he ended up saying his little words. And I said, you know what, brother? I looked at him like that. I said, God bless you, brother. So I ended up, soon later after that, I was 24 years old. I ended up going to Egypt. So I said all that to say, I never started anything, but I'm about finishing things. And when I came into the truth, I realized I had to change it even more than that, because now I have to force myself to not be a brawler, as the scripture says, and to be a peacemaker. Even though people comes against me, if I stay in this type of crab in the bucket mentality, even though I'm in the right, in my mind, I am not going to advance, because our people are stuck in this mindset that we have to have drama to exist. So this is what James is talking about right now. And I got way more stories than that I can't tell on here, but one day in the wilderness, we'll talk about our trials and tribulations and how we overcame them. You see, but the thing about it is, this person knows that I truly love them and his family, and I can be able to say this on here because nah, it's true what he's saying. He can say, like he said, that he was wrong of what he did to me. He double-crossed me. So I'm not afraid to say it because it's the truth. All right? So you don't want to get caught up in drama, my people, or you will be in the same position. Like James is saying. Let's go to verse 2. Ye lust. You have greed, you have lust, wants, and you have not. You kill and desire to have. You're doing all of this stuff in the street life, and you still not being successful. Not knowing, you think you're coming up, but you're really digging your own hole into hell. See? So you're doing all this gang violence and street violence, drama, and you still can't obtain. All you had to do was come to your God, but you don't know your God because you're in the curses. And you don't want to listen to anybody because I know you're hurting and I know you're going through it. But that's not the way, James is saying. See? Check it out. And you have not because you ask not. We're at the end of verse 3. You have not because you ask not. You ask and receive. Ye ask and receive not because you ask amiss. This is what we need to learn, like when we was reading James 5. Not wavering in your faith. Don't do anything for vanity and greed. A lot of people use the name of the Most High in vain. Not the name, but they call him God at least. But they just throw it around. Because you ask amiss, to waste it, meaning that you may consume it upon your own lust. Ye adulterers and adulteresses. God gonna bless me. You put them in your songs, you do all this, and you're doing wrong. I give you an example. This little young lady and young man, Blueface, the little Blueface rapper guy, and I'm not trying to condescend. I just didn't know who he was, but Blueface and the little young girl that he was with, they're both in prison now, lost their babies because of drama. All of this life wasted away, allowing the people to use them. I knew they were being used the whole time as a toxic couple, young couple, to promote this to our youth. And you will never have successful marriages watching this stupidity. We have successful marriages in the truth, in the black community, but they will never be promoted. Maybe statistically they're not at an all-time high, but they will never at least promote the ones that are there. Yeah, Christian Rock. This girl is in prison now. And they still have pride right now, but eventually I pray the Most High works with them and learns who they are. She don't have her child with her. think they both had to do 4 years in prison. They got used, guys. This is where you're going to end up if you stay in baby mama drama. Okay? So, and some of you men, I heard some wisdom today that of some people who've done this, you're on child support. You can, reason with the mom and work something out where you pay a certain amount of, something to her and work something out with the government to pay the rest, and you don't even have to pay at all. It's things that can be done like that. But it's going to take being an ambassador and a peacemaker. And sometimes some people can't work with their baby mamas. I get it. But I'm going to tell you, sometimes Christ is so powerful where that person can't even resist. I'm going to tell you, I know it to be fact. Christ has shown so much. Even your past woman you had, it's like, you know what? This person is a good person. I know I said this, and even if they did this or that before, Christ cannot be denied in this person. Right? So we really have to focus on our households and our lives and try to produce some results through using these scriptures correctly. Okay? Everything is not about being rich financially. Obviously, you want to have enough for your children, but being rich spiritually with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you can get riches. You just have to be patient, because the Most High gives things to those who are going to appreciate them. He doesn't just give you a bunch of riches knowing you're not going to appreciate it. You do that by default, by working for it. You're going to appreciate it. If you don't work for things, you don't appreciate it. When you just give somebody something, they don't appreciate it. Okay? So, let us go back to 4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Okay? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of the Most High. So, let us let go of the negativity and the drama, because it's going to hold us up, guys. How can you call yourself spiritual when ye are yet carnal? Luke chapter 16. Let's get that really quick. So, this is counseling tonight. This is wisdom tonight. Okay? You can go to some counselor in the world. Not that they can't help you some, but the reality is everything's going to come back to this. I was in the gym today, and a young man, I'm like, yo, this boy, you can tell this boy had discipline. He like I used to be, like, listen, whew, and I'm still that way, but I'm like, listen, I rarely sometimes see young men working out. They all on the video game. I'm like, I can tell this boy ready to go to war. He on his game. He on his muscle. He came up to me out of nowhere. Because, I do my thing in the gym. I'm not bothering nobody. I'm doing my thing, but I'm a Judah gorilla. That's just what it is. I give glory to the Most High, and everything I do is always going to be his best. I'm not going to even deny that. I'm humble enough, but I give the Most High his glory. I'm doing it to give him glory. Because if my light is shining, it's going to touch someone else. See? So if I'm not producing results, how can I touch someone else? If I'm just in the same state as I was like the rest of the world in darkness, how can I shine any light? I'm about to show the glory of the Most High off in everything I can do. Righteousness, peacefulness, respect, honor, kindness. And whatever talent that I've been given, it's going to exalt him in that too. In my music, hey, if I'm in the gym, if I'm with my wife, because when you're with your wife, you're showing you're not a fornicator, an adulterer. You're not looking up and down every woman that walk by. Everything you do must resonate from the spirit of the Most High. Young man walked up to me today, and he's denying a little bit at first. I said, you a Jew? Because he's like, yeah, I like this lion chain you got. And he's like, man, you looking, big, whatever. And he looking big too. I'm like, yeah, young man, you doing a good job too. I said, you a Jew? He said, no. But I read the Bible. I just follow the Bible. So we talking for about 30 minutes. And my wife's sitting there putting the weights on. And you know, he's watching me while I'm lifting 405 on the incline bitch. I'm putting one plate on, talking to him, and you got this corny dude waiting on the side. Weird. I don't know if this dude was Israeli or Romanian. Just no disrespect, but the dude was real different. You know what I mean? I'm like, because I asked that dude, I said, dude, where you from? I don't want to say where I'm from because it's a small town and you're not going to know it. I don't speak that much English. I'm like, dude, you in my mind, I'm like, dude, you want some straight weird stuff. You want some hating stuff. You see what I'm saying? And I think this dude like a straight Israeli. He be up in there just training all day. But besides the point, I'm talking to the young man, and at first he's kind of like, you know, when you first hear the truth, he's like kind of denying some things. He's like, no, I read the King James Bible. I said, brother, we read the King James Bible too. That's the only thing we read. He really don't know we have an agreement together. And he was like, man, I don't really just follow what man said. I follow the Bible. I said, yeah, we do too. And I'm showing him the Israelites, and I'm going through all of these things with every question, because that's why the Bible says you must be apt to teach. Every question that he's asking is getting answered. That's why you keep your sword sharp. You don't say things you don't know, but you should know as a man, you know, and a woman if you're talking to these people. And the sisters, if you don't know, you're like, you know what? You revert them to our channel, to our Hebrew and Bible Academy. You got to be a good marketer but the good thing about the marketing you using, it's not in vain. It's for truth. It's nothing lying about what we're marketing. You can't convince. You don't need to try to convince. That's not what I'm saying. You need to put it together to where it's like, nah, beyond any shadow of a doubt, this is it. I told the brother, I said, brother, I can bet you $1 million I don't have that every question you have is going to get answered. You can check out Hebrew and Bible Academy, go to our 8 Gallon 144, period. While I'm talking to the brother, I know he's tripping because I put one plate on there, boom. I put 2 plates on there, my wife put on there, boom. I say, yeah, brother, let me hit this set real quick. I'm hitting a 315 because it's above average on incline in his face. Talking to him. I said, yeah, what you say? And then he see me put the 4 plates on there, the 445s on each side. I say, yeah, brother, I got to hit this plate because this dude waiting on his bench. He see me hit that joint real easy while we talking. I know he was just like, I'm hearing the truth, and this dude is like, he's different. And that's how we have to be. You need to be different. You need to be like somebody saw an angel. It's something about your kindness or your respect, your hospitality. It's something about something you do that needs to be different than the rest of the world. Are you seeing results? Right? And the brother was finna walk away, and my wife like, yeah, did you get the site, the 8 Gathering 144? And he's like, oh no, I didn't. Yeah, and I said, take my number in case you want to visit the church, whatever. But if I was regular, he would not have been inspired. I'm sorry. Black people right now need heroes to look up to. What do you do, sir? Yes, I run a supplement company and I'm a pastor. Okay? He you know, and I'm like, yeah, we teach young men to be better people. And I'm, you know, I went through a lot of different things with him, and you know, he could see like I can believe what this dude is. I said, brother, I'm not begging you. I said, because there's going to come a time to where you're going to listen anyway. I said, we put out fishers and now the hunters is getting ready to come out. So we at a point to where a lot of our people not listening. I said, but if you do want to check it out, I said, and if you don't check it out, it's good too. Because I said, I didn't check it out for a year. I said, but check this out. You're getting ready to see everything that I'm talking about soon. And you're going to remember what that black guy said in that gym is true. And you're going to be like, wow. So I said, you might want to take my number. Because I can tell you studying that you're serious about your scriptures. So you don't want to come off as desperate to receive a soul either. It's all of love, compassion. So I'm giving y'all a little wisdom here. Hey, listen. If getting in the kingdom was about putting diamonds on us, boy, we'd have gotten in the kingdom a long time ago. Act like you came into the truth baptized and you had a bracelet or something, and every time you get a soul or something, look, you get more diamonds. You going into the kingdom shining. Maybe that's how we gotta tell Judah, because Judah, boy, we love the cornel shining. Let's talk about it. Which scripture did I want to go to, guys? Let me see which one it was. I want to get straight to it so I can get these calls. All right. I think I got it. That's my notes. Let me get this really quick. Okay. Let's just read it from the top. And he said unto his disciples, there was a certain rich man which had a steward, and the same was accused unto him that he had wasted his goods. And he called him and said unto him, how is it that I hear this of thee? Give an account of thy stewardship, for thou mayest be no longer steward. Then the steward said within himself, what shall I do? For my Lord taketh away from me my stewardship. I cannot dig to beg to be. I cannot dig to beg. I'm ashamed. Look at the wisdom of this guy in the world. I am resolved what to do, that when I am put out of the stewardship, that they may receive me into their houses. So he called every one of his Lord's debtors unto him, and said unto the first, how much thou owest unto my Lord? And he said, 100 measures of oil. And he said unto him, take thy bill and sit down quickly and write out 50. Then said he to another, and how much do you owe? And he said, 100 measures of wheat. And he said unto him, take thy bill and write out 80. That's 60. Okay? Or 80, excuse me. And the Lord commended the unjust steward, because he had done wisely. For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light. What is this showing here? That he had a hustler's mentality. He was good in the time of trouble. He knew how to get out of the situation. Some of us are good at, let me tell you, thinking quickly. And you know, I learned that about myself. Let me tell you, under pressure, I taught myself when I was young, I said, practice being good under pressure. Not where you have to tell lies. That's not what I'm saying. Just practice. If there's a fight or a war, you don't get tunnel vision. And I've been into those. Let me tell you, some of the ones I was in Egypt when bricks was getting thrown around, there's 50 people fighting. I'm not making this up. We got verifiers of this. I'm calm in the midst of the storm. Everybody else fighting, and I'm trying to solve and finish the issue. And I got the issue resolved. I end up bringing the elders of the Egypt together, the Bedouins, with my people, and the problem was solved. Because it was a straight war that went on. A neighborhood war. Where an Egyptian did something to one of the brothers, and he cheated him, and the Egyptian just pushed him in the face, and obviously the brother ain't finna go for that. I didn't want to tell the brother to start, but the brother, boom, and then the whole war fight. And I'm holding one of the Egyptians, and I'm telling him, calm down, because basically if I get into this, knowing myself, I'm like, this is not gonna end well. Basically, someone's gonna die. If I get in here fighting, it's just gonna be bad. So I said, I'm gonna have to be the peacemaker. I'm the deacon here. And I seen some of the elders because I had a good report in the neighborhood. So I had such a good report with the Bedouins that's in the scriptures, guys. I'm talking about like the top Bedouins. And the reason I know they're the top Bedouins because they sent some type of group. I can't even go into all that on here, but they get down. That's all I'm going to tell you. And people are very afraid to deal with them. But that's one thing I can say about the street life. It made you not afraid of things. So I'm dealing with them, got total respect. They give me discounts on where to stay, this and that. Let me tell you, I call them and I say, you know what? I need you guys to help me with this, man, for real. Because I'm like, one of your brothers, your Muslim brothers, like they actually cheated my brother. You know what I mean? And they, you know, they tried to do that to him and he hit him back. So I'm saying, I need to have like a meeting. So then, and I said, I need you to help me stop this fight. So he helped stop the fight because there's bricks being thrown and all that. The dude I'm holding, one of the brothers, while I'm holding a dude, I'm like, brother, don't do it. He come and boom, hit him while I'm holding. I said, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. So I had to get the elders to stop this fight because you had one of the brothers throwing cats. I'm talking about one of the brothers, he's throwing them and they I'm like, good Lord. When you make Judah mad, it gets real. So, you know, we ended up having a meeting the next day, and I said, listen, we have to stay here. And, you know, I said it's bad what happened last night. And I'm sitting with The top people in the neighborhood, right? They always brung us when we were there with the top teachers on the board, and they would call me in to, guys, do you know it was like Daniel when you read in the scriptures? When I worked for some of the schools, some people would be like, we haven't seen the principal since we started working here. How did you get to meet the principal? They would call me and say, Mr. Roberts, we need you to give us some wisdom on something. Because me and Deacon Malak were working in the school. Deacon Malak was the best kindergarten teacher ever. I had taught a whole class of Egyptians that had never been done to teach to speak English. You're talking about I taught from grade 1 to 12. A lot of y'all don't know that. I brung a soccer team to a basketball championship in Cairo. They had never played basketball, and I brought them to the championship. The first year I was there, I only needed one guy, and I said, the rest of y'all really can't play. Give the ball to this guy like he Allen Iverson, and you just play your thing. And guess what? We went to the championship. This is real facts and real stories, right? But Egyptians are still Egyptians. They still don't be trying to pay you nothing like the old days. But let me get back to it. The elders they usually don't do this. They say, well, you can call the police or whatever. And I was like, brother, you know the police ain't going to do nothing. We black. They not going to do nothing for us. And I said, I really need you to solve this. I said, because we have to walk out here. And I said, if something happened to my children or my family, that's going to start this again and really cause an issue. I said, I didn't get into it last night, but that's going to force me to now get into it. And I said, you know who we are. You know we got a good report. We can't live like that around here, sir. So I'm like, I need you to fix this. So, it's like you sitting with the mafia. Because these cats ain't all righteous. That's all I'm going to say. I didn't see them put out some AK-47s in some different situations. I can't talk about it on here. And I checked some of them before, like to where I was going to have to put my hands on one of them. But it ended well because you always do like the old days in war, you talk. All right, I took up for a brother, and he respected my mind because he knew I was a good dude. But to get back on subject, they end up breaking down, telling the truth. They said, man, you know what? He's always been a bad guy. His son's on drugs. They always been doing drugs, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, look at the Most High. Because of our righteousness around the neighborhood, they end up folding, and then Egyptians will never speak negative on their own brothers and tell anything bad. That's the difference between them and us. We will badmouth each other behind the back. They will always... I was choking a dude in the street one day because he did something to me. And they like, let him go. And I said, I'm not letting him go. And I told him, I said, he said a very bad word to me. I'm just walking by, and this dude just said something to me, right? And, and I'm literally not bothering nobody. And I got him in a chokehold, whatever. And they said, he was just playing. And I'm like, listen, you guys cover for each other that much to where when one of them curse each other out, they'll say, he's just playing. And I'm like, brother, we don't play like that. We just don't play like that. So they stopped covering in the meeting for this person, which is very rare. They'll try to put us against each other, but they will cover for Egyptians, even if they're dead wrong. And they start going in on them, and they say, you know what? We got it. Don't worry about it. They end up fixing the situation, right? They end up fixing the situation. Why am I even giving you guys this story? Results matter. Ambassadorship matters. This is what we're talking about right here, right? This gentleman, this steward, became an ambassador for his master. He ended up making them give him a portion of the money that he couldn't get from them, knowing he owed them money. See? So Christ is saying, listen, through peacemaking of what I told you guys, through ambassadorship, you can do things, works through that. You can't be like the rest of these Israelite groups, cursing everybody out and expect you to get some type of works. All you're doing is starting a war. The Bible says, instead of a friend, make not an enemy. See? So this is what this steward did. Some of you think you have to have a problem or issue with somebody. You don't always have to have that. Listen, a lot of times overseas when there were crazy things going on, you're talking about the Egyptian revolution. It was scary. We had to go to the ATM. People have machetes. Every single person has a machete. Okay? And it's a little scary because you got a stick. And you don't want to have a stick necessarily when you're out there among them. So we go into the ATMs. They're watching, making sure that women going to the ATM safety. They coming up to us. Who are you, basically? And we're American. And then we had somebody we knew in the neighborhood who was there like, nah, he's good. Because being American is not enough. You have to be known as an American, or they will unfortunately do what they need to do. And there's way more Arabs than us. So why am I saying that? Having a good report is good because it's going to produce fruit even in the foreign lands. I had to toss a taxi driver down the stairs for breaking in my security gate in Egypt. I had to toss him down the stairs. I put a little money in his chest because I said, Father, I don't know what I'm finna do to this dude. I won't remember that story. I said, I can't have my brothers fighting. He kicked into my security gate and he come banging. And you know how we always say, don't never let nobody come to your house. I never thought it would happen to me, ever. It did that day. We paid him the correct money and paid him more, and he still came after we was playing basketball. He was on drugs or something. He bust the glass and bust through the door and yelling, because a lot of times when they think you're African over there, they try to punk you and bully you. So he came to the house of Judah that day. Okay? And unfortunately, I said, I had some money saved. I said, Father, I already paid this dude the money, but I don't know what I'm about to do with him. And we can't really have weapons out there, so I had my little axe, my little tool axe. And I said, I told one of the brothers, I said, hold this. Because I said, I have to be a good example to these brothers. I can't have them fighting out here. So I grabbed the dude's shirt. True story. Put money in his chest. I'm like, here's more money. I gave him like enough. I gave him like 100 pounds. Picked him up and chunked him down 5 steps. And then I did the Judah war on him. Woo! I tell you, this dude probably pissed in his pants. And I chased him down the 5 stories of stairs. He was hauling tail. Because I said, you know what? It's probably better for me to just scare him instead of me putting his axe on him. I know he broke the glass or whatever, but I don't really want to have to get investigated and all that. So I threw him down the stairs, chased him, and the Egyptians who knew me in the neighborhood was like, what's going on? Hey, Ida. And I said, man, this brother, I told him everything he did because I don't own the building. He broke the glass. And so they said, boy, if you don't get out of here, because this is our brother here, if you don't get out of here, we're going to kill you tonight. They told him that. I was right there. They told him. And guess what? Out there, they're going to do it because Ishmael is wild. Okay? I seen dead people every other week, just to tell you the truth. So they said, if you don't get out of here, we're going to kill you. Knowing that they have taxi drivers, that's crazy. Why did I say this? When you get into this truth, if you want to produce results through the Spirit and be at peace with all men, you have to be a light to the Gentiles. Are you going to be able to be peaceful with every single person? Of course not. You can try your best not to be to be peaceful with everybody, but that's just not probably going to happen. Even when we did right and gave him more money, he still had a demon on him. But look, because the Bedouins in the neighborhood knew me and they knew this is Rawchaa, they call me Rawchaa. Okay? Because they knew Rawchaa is a good family man. They see me walk with my family, never getting into things. They had my back. On this side of the world, you have to be the same way. Whatever you do, do it your best. Look your best. Present yourself as your best. Speech-wise, clothing-wise, all that. Talent-wise. Y'all, listen. You know what I love about this? The stories that I'm telling you, it's true. There's not any fabrication in it. So I'm telling you things that I've done, and I know that you guys have already done some of these things, but keep doing them. And the people who don't know, do it more. Right? Let's continue this. I know we sidetracked, but I wanted to give that example there. Verse 8 says, and the Lord commended the unjust steward because he had done wisely. Wisely. Now, he did some foolish stuff at first, but he said, you know what? I'm going to be out of house and home. I better think quick. Okay? For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light. Yeah, we may say some of the celebrities are evil and you know, all of them haven't sold their soul, but some of them see opportunity. And some of us would be like, man, they sold, devil did this and that. Not that you should do that, but every person didn't. Sometimes people see opportunity and they seize it. We live in a capitalistic society. So some of us won't even seize any opportunity, even when it comes in front of us a lot of times. So who's wiser? The person who's just like, oh, I'm righteous, I'm following all the laws, or the people who, they know you can't be broke out here. You can't be broke out this thing. So they like, listen, I got to use a little faith here. And, I might have to clean it up over here because I don't know everything. But am I telling you to go out and do that? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you need to understand when the Most High gives you a blessing in front of you and to take advantage of it. When he told you he's going to bless the work of your hands, but you never use your hands to do it. I'm not telling you to go and do what some celebrities do. I'm giving you an example. He can turn a celebrity righteous if they choose to come and follow. Yeah, they may have done dirt, but it's going to get forgiven. But what about you, oh slothful man or woman? What about you, oh woman or man of pride in a relationship who just, you're cheating on your wife, or you're cheating on your husband, or you don't want to listen to your husband, or you're abusing your wife? See? And I say unto you, make you to yourselves friends of the mammon of unrighteousness. Make sure you hit that like button, that when you fail, that you may receive you into everlasting habitations. Why would you want to not make peace in this time as much as you could? Because now people following you home, your neighbors hate you because you're just rude. And now they know everywhere you at, and they're going to purge your behind like the Purge movie. Ha! And the Most High like, Negro, that's what you get. I didn't tell you do none of that. I told you to make yourself friends of mammon. I told you to be peaceful among all men. And you calling on me to protect you? I think not. You going around, yeah, y'all Gentiles, ha, 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 y'all going to hell. Hey, guess where you going? Hey, I don't know where you're going, but you might get to heaven, but you're gonna make it there another type of way because you didn't listen. See? He that is faithful in that which is least is faithful in much. If he gives you a small task to do, and you can't do the small task, most of us are doing small tasks when we're working for our masters or our employers, if you want me to sugarcoat it, in captivity right now. That's the least thing we're doing. If you couldn't do it in the world, how you gonna do it in the truth? We go to your job, your boss be like, man, this dude is lying and total slothful, lazy, making an excuse every time to get off the clock. You're going to bring that into the truth. So you're saying, well, I do better in the truth than I do at the job. No. That's why you're not getting promoted. That's why your business is failing. You're not studying to try to make it better. They tell you business, it takes about 2 to 5 years. You're going to stumble, you're going to fall, you're going to make some mistakes, but you have to try to make it better. At least that's what the Gentiles do. They're like, you know what? Let's try to add this. Let's do this. That's what we should do. Always bring forth more fruit. Never stop doing it. Don't just stay stagnant and be like, I got enough fruit. I got enough, things in my barn, my storehouse. No, keep bringing more. Don't confuse that with being content. You can still be content, but your whole people is struggling. So we need a lot of ministries to continue. Work until you're in the kingdom and then rest in the kingdom. See? And guess what? That work don't have to always, after a while, be labor. Now you can use your brain and delegate. You have the finances. You got different type of ministries that you can do, whether in the community, you could do, it's all type of things that can be done. But you have to be studious. You have to educate yourself. This is how you build the kingdom. It's a community, guys. It's a government, people. And everyone has a part to play in the government. All people are not the governors. But all people are important to the kingdom. Every single person who puts their hand to the plow, right? Yeah. We're almost done there. John 15:8. Really quick. We're going to... this is my favorite scripture. One of my favorite scriptures. Let me see. Is that what I said? Did I say John 15:8? 1 second. John 15:8. I love this scripture because I just don't know how to not be a man of action. I can't stand people who ain't people of action. I just can't stand it. I can't have it around me. Sorry. Herein is my Father glorified. This is, once again, I brung this scripture out to you guys before. How is the Most High glorified? Or this is how the Most High is glorified. This is what it's saying. This is what Christ is saying. That ye bear much fruit. You're represented as a tree or a sheep. Sheep multiply a lot. They give fur and they give a lot of babies. Trees, if you're a good tree, you're going to bring forth good fruit. If you're a bad tree, your fruit may come, but your fruit will not land into the hands of a person because they will not make it to the market. You are a tree of deceiving. A deceiving tree. Your fruit look good from afar, but you have the fruits of Cain. The inferior fruit. You cannot offer inferior fruit to the Most High. You think because you're a tree and you got fruit, let me tell you, you better make sure those fruit is on point. They better look, let me tell you, they may not look as good as your GMO, but they still good fruit because the GMO fruit all look the same. But let me tell you, they better be good fruit. And keep producing. A fruit tree produces year after year if it's a good tree. If it's a bad tree, Christ said he will cut it down and cast it into the fire. I'm going to read it again. Herein is my Father glorified. So this is how you glorify the Most High God, that you bear forth much fruit. You can't do it without the fruits of the Spirit. We're not just talking about loving and hugging. We're talking about how do you make a community flourish? Finances is what we lack. Consistent marriages is what we lack. Bringing forth morality is what we lack. Stopping attitudes. Dropping vain pride. Respecting elders of the gray head and of age, men and women. All of these things that we're learning and that we're, let me tell you, it's not just about music, people. We are oversaturating ourselves with, it's just so much talk about music. I love the music. It's good. It's great. But it's not only the work, only about just that. We have to build things financially. It's just the truth about it. You can have 1,000,000 songs, but it be broke. And in your mind, you're like, well, I'm doing the work of the Most High in the kingdom and I'm getting in. Yeah, that's cool too. But what are you leaving behind for the children, brother or sister? That you have to strive. That's Israelites had servants, guys. Am I telling you should work for servants? But what I'm saying is, yes, the kingdom is coming. But let me tell you, the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. We have too many laborers who want like vainglory. That's an issue. See? That you bear forth much fruit. So shall ye be my disciples. You're not his disciples until you bear forth much fruit. We're not talking about getting attention for talent type of fruit. No, not that. Just wanting attention for how much talent a person has. Oh no. What are you doing? What will you do when you're called to work? When we go to the Passover, are you volunteering? Are you sacrificing your time for this truth? Or is it all about shining? Let me tell you, I was a deacon in Egypt. They'll tell you, when it came to sometime to feast, I will cook the food, smell like barbecue smoke. I did this for years. And some people didn't even want to help out. And I say, you know what? Instead of me fighting with this person who's lazy, who don't want to help out, I'll do it. I'll cook the food and teach the lesson by myself. I'm not going to go for drama and people complaining. Every time a feast come, oh, we got to spend more money. Oh, man, no, I don't know. We ain't going to cook. But when the food come out, everybody want to smell it. I had to smell like smoke and barbecue smoke all in my dreads because I had a head full of dreads at that time. Young man. Go take a shower. And I had a lot of kids. Come back to the lesson and teach it with no complaining. I said, I'm not going to get in the spirit of argument, complaining. Rock would give me what I needed to go buy the lamb. And I would do all of that with no complaining. Because I said, I'm not going to, let me tell you, if these type of people are here, they won't be here long. I'll do it. And guess what? I'm still here in the same humble mindset. I'm not going to sit around arguing and people who don't want to do nothing. They don't want to do it. I'll teach the lessons and hopefully they hear through the word. And I did this for years. So when people see, oh man, you just do it because you're ill. No. Listen, my work was in stealth mode. Okay? I'm about that action. If you're going to come and sacrifice yourself for this, let me tell you, I could have been doing a radio show a long time ago. A lot of y'all don't know. I always said no. I'm good. I want to be behind the scenes. Just telling you the truth. Let me tell you. Do you know the first baby in Gathering Christ Church is my daughter? When we went to Egypt, the first baby is my daughter. So I've been here from the beginning. So I don't have to. I did my music. Let me tell you, I never tried to be on the scene like that. I said, no, let me build a foundation, learn, study up under the elders, even though I was a leader, and still learn because it's going to need to be helped later down the line. All those who are here for vainglory will fall off. And guess what? It's the truth about it. I don't want to be seen. I ain't trying to be seen. Ask my brother. My brother tell you, I'm like, when it's time to perform, listen, I'm the last person trying to perform. I puts other people before me. Okay? But the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Okay, so if you want to put yourself first, you got to be careful. Because you might come up last. I put the Most High first. Let's go. Herein is my Father glorified that you bear much fruit. So shall you be my disciples. That's how you're going to be my disciples. Don't come around me not ready to work and put your plow down, or you're not going to be my disciples. Don't come around me just talking about shalom only. Shalom, praise the Most High. Brother, we need help with these chairs over here. Can you do these chairs? Do you want to do some security work? Do you want to cook some food? Do you want to be a greeter? Or you just want to see people perform? Some people are here just to see people perform. They've turned the little performing guys into idols. And that's cool. We have to have a good time. But what I'm saying is we still need help in other things. Okay? Can't be a hearer. Got to be a doer. See? It's nothing wrong. You just got to make sure that you're in the right spirit of everything you guys do. Okay? Everyone has a part to play. So this is not discouragement of what anybody is doing. You do it your best, but make sure that it's pure. No one's going to judge how it is pure for you, but this lesson is just to make sure that you're like, you know what? I can do this better. Let me make sure I'm doing this to produce results. Because attention results and vainglory is not results. It's deception. It's your own deception. Okay? As the Father had loved me, so have I loved you. Continue in my love. If you keep my commandments, you shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. See? These things I have spoken to you, that my joy might remain in you. So make sure you bring forth much fruit. Because any tree that don't bring forth much fruit, I don't care, you bring forth one fruit. You better bring forth something. You better flip that talent at least one time. Not just talking about each person having to wake up a soul. It's so many works that have to be done. It starts within you and in your household first. And then when your children is growing up, now you produce fruit through even your children to be able to do work. Y'all, a lot of y'all ain't thinking about that. You didn't just get souls. You didn't just get souls, right? You did not just get souls as children. Some people think it's just my children, and no. Your children, you're supposed to show it by example, teaching them well, so they're continuing the works. That's how you have some of the Levite families. Always the next person who's born can go and serve in the temple or do this and that, because they continue to produce very consistent genetics. Not genetics are like, my family's better than yours. No, not like that. Not some pompous, vainglory attitude. You notice most of the pompous people are cowards too. A bunch of Karen cowards. They just like the geese. I got some geese running around here. These geese, they remind me of Karens. They walk around here acting all tough. I told my kid like 5 years old, some of the little boys, and one of the deacon's kids were running around. I said, man, these geese, they acting hard. Go take them geese and throw them in the little creek real quick. Man, them children took them geese, and these geese is huge. Grab geese trying to, I'm like, man, grab that geese, grab them geese by the neck, pick them, man, get your butt. We had like 4 geese. Throw them geese in the water. We never want to have that type of attitude, of head high attitude. See? Let me tell you, your angel of the presence gonna grab you by the neck, throw you in let me tell you, not the creek, but the lake of fire. Some of these animals be straight fronting. Right? The kingdom, Luke 17:20 says, the kingdom come not by observation, people. See? John 14:26 says what? She shall teach you all things. The Holy Spirit shall teach you all things. So now that you are in the truth, people, some of the hustle and the grind you had in the world, bring forth that same type of mentality in the truth. But be patient. Wait on your ministry, but when you're called, be ready to do it and show like, listen, I know I've been quiet, but they didn't know I can do this good. And they're like, you did this for real? Wow. But you was able to show the patience. And so it makes it shine more through the Spirit, because it's like, you could have came out and said, I know how to do this and do that and do that. But you waited on your ministry patient. Or you might hear a person, anybody know how to do this? And you didn't stay a fool. You use your wisdom, like Ecclesiasticus said. Any person who don't use their wisdom in a certain time, when somebody's like, you know what? Do you know how to do this and do that? And you hide your wisdom, now you become a fool. You do that to glory the Most High. Like, listen, I'm here to help. I'm here to labor. Not just look pretty, like I'm just a daughter of Zion. I'm just here to look pretty and fly. You got some sisters who's out there like that too. They just here to look pretty in a headscarf and supposed to be, they're happy because sisters is showing them on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook just because they dress like a daughter of Zion. That's not the work. I'm sorry, you look fly and nobody's gonna take that away from you, but can you come up in here and wash some of these dishes too, please? No, that's not me. I'm a daughter of Zion. Listen, you're gonna be relating back to Isaiah 4 again, where all that's coming off again. See? Don't just think the work is, but I'm teaching people how to dress. That's good too, but they got some other things that you could do too. Here goes sponge. Here goes some dish soap. We need some help in here. I know you got your little dances going on. You done made up a little dance and all that. All that's cute. But in our reality in the wilderness, we gonna need some help. Start practicing now. Just being known to be pretty, that's not enough. Okay? So, let me, last scripture before I open this up. Ecclesiasticus 25:20. Is your relationship holding you back? Are you not receiving results because you have a bad relationship? due to your lack of wisdom. Here's wisdom tonight. See? Let me see here. Let's go to verse 12. Ecclesiasticus 25:12. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of his love. That's when he's going to start opening the door and blessing you. And faith is the beginning of cleaving unto him. Obviously, every time you read the Bible, wherever it says faith, know that works is within it. They are not without each other. The Bible says faith without works is dead. Anytime you see the word faith, it's like you're reading works and faith at the same time. See? Give me any plague but the plague of the heart or the mind. Because that's stress, it's mental illness, it's negativity. The spirit of being downward and not rising up to a challenge or a goal in life, or to any work that's presented to you, if it can help something or make you or your family better. Any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman, because through a woman all sin came forth. They're trying to put a woman up to rule, and sisters know out there, like, listen, we good sisters, but we do have our little times where we need to be checked by our husband. The husband was supposed to keep you in line, sister. It says give honor to the woman as the weaker vessel. And she knows she like to be checked. If she can't be checked, you ain't the man for her. If the husband can't say, listen, I ain't trying to hear that right now, or we ain't doing that, and you be quiet, you are a man. You are like a tranny. It's just the truth about it. You might not have transition here, but spiritually, that's what you are. And two men will not play tug of war for a house. Because a righteous man don't want to sleep with another man. Who? Now he don't want to touch you. Now he don't want to kiss you or hug you, because it's like he don't touch men. See? Why he don't want to? Why he don't let me touch? Because guess what? You got the attitude of a ghoul. Because you think you are God. You've been watching too much Game of Thrones and House of Dragon. And that's a good thing to watch. But let me tell you, even they showed you they stay in line. Unless you was watching too much Cersei. Huh? What happened to Cersei? Babylon came falling down on the Roman Empire with fire. See, they dropped everything in there. So all of this attitude of the daughter of Babylon, see, that's why they showed the Roman Empire and they're dressed in red on purpose. And that empire was done in an hour from the dragon's fire of who represents our people. All the people with the white hair. It represented the Israelites and their God. But they just put dragons there, obviously. So Cersei ain't last. The independent woman mindset, it ain't gonna last. Okay? Any affliction but the affliction from them that hate me. And any revenge but the revenge of enemies. There is no head above the head of a serpent. There is no wrath above the wrath of an enemy. But what? I had rather dwell with a lion and dragon than to keep a house with a wicked woman, though. So he says, there is no head above the serpent, and there is no wrath above the wrath of an enemy. I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep the house of a wicked woman. Any man who's quiet and he's like, why does it always have to be an issue? He'd rather be in a cage of lions. We know how that feel if men have been through that before. The wickedness of a woman changing her face. She looked rough, like she's still smoking the blunt or the black and mild. She looked, what's wrong with this sister? She going through it. She always looking like it's a problem or stress. Maybe she need a little prayer and a little help. But even after all that, if we still keep helping her, giving this and that, and she still ain't changing, unfortunately, a lot of times these sisters would just kind of waste away. It's only so many times you keep telling a sister this years after years after years. The same stuff. Time to move on to the next sisters who can help the body. I'm sorry. Any man love a sweet, silent woman. How can sisters say, well, what I'm supposed to do? I'm not supposed to talk. Sister, are you stupid? Did you think that a man wants a quiet woman who don't talk to him? How would she respond to what he's saying? You have sisters who says it. I'm just not supposed to say anything. Because Paul said be silent in the church. And the Most High loves a quiet, silent woman. Now a sister like that is saying, I'm just not supposed to talk. Of course you're supposed to talk. Duh. It's just saying don't talk back in a disrespectful manner to people, because some sisters is very sharp with their tongue to hurt people's feelings, talking like this to their man until they get to the work environment, under the white man, under the East Indian or the Chinese man. He like, yeah, I'm taking you out to lunch today. Oh, I'm going to lunch with my boss. But as soon as you get home to the husband, he can't get no steak, fried chicken with hot sauce. That's gonna kick his socks off. Huh? See? You more friendly to master, than the man of the castle. He can't even get no Tabasco. You come home wanting to wrestle. Huh? Yeah. Y'all want me to rhyme for it? Let me. See? The wickedness of a woman changing her face, guys. You if they're stressed, depressed, or going through it, and it's not always her fault. Sometimes she got a bad husband and she's stressing. So what we're saying is, as we learn in this and we want to produce results, leaders, you marry these women to the right men and men to the right women the best you can. But after a while, if people just not trying to get better, unfortunately, they're going to have to wander 40 years in the wilderness. They may be at the church, but it's like, listen, it's nothing we can do. Either you guys are going to waste away, or we have to move on to the next couples. If we stay here focusing on one relationship, when all of this work got to be done, we're going to hell. In the end of time, too. We like literally at the last days. See? Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it shall sigh. Are you seeing results or not because you're going through this? Brothers come to the church and they know he going through it. Like, I know that lady crazy. Because they don't want to disrespect the man's wife. They be like, oh, I know he going through it. Oh, I got to go get the baby. I got to go. Oh, yeah, let me go do this. Is that wrong to do that? No. But what I'm saying is, you have some relationships where the husband is actually like the wife. And he got her because she was so beautiful. And, he's like, I don't want to lose her because she's so beautiful. That was his pride and joy, because he really chose her because he thought she was physically fine. But he realized he's really worshiping Kali as a god. Kali, the job to worship Kali, and the thuggies had to go around stealing. They had to go around doing all type of missions and bringing back sacrifices to her. And when she wanted to, she would just sacrifice one, take his head, do what she want. Let me tell you, I was in a bad relationship before. I had to tell, I'm like, listen, I don't worship you. I don't worship you. I want you to know that. Just so you know, I don't worship you. I don't care about your beauty. I don't worship you. I'm going to follow what my God says. Period. I don't give a damn how beautiful you are. It's a lot of that around here. See, the first beauty comes from within. Okay? Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. Because they just looking at him, you all right, brother? They already know he ain't all right, but they got to just say, you good, brother? Yeah, we going to keep you in prayer, man. Because he can't say nothing about his business. He's like, man, this brother going through it. You see? All wickedness, verse 19, is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her, because it started with Eve. And women cannot rule countries because of their emotions. You can't put a woman as a king. What country does that? as the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the aged, so how hard it is for an aged man or a woman to climb up a sandy hill. It's hard enough for an in shape person to climb up a sandy hill, let alone an age. So was a wife full of words to a quiet man. You got quiet men. Some of us are quiet men. We hear a woman yelling, and you be ready to go crazy. You be ready to do like what's that movie? Don't be a menace in South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. The joint where he was knocking all the kids up. Ah! But you can't do that because you definitely, we're not abusers. But you almost want to pull your hair out and just go crazy. You like, I'm actually trying to keep the peace. This person is provoking me this much. Well, brother, we was all young before. But you can't not be stagnant in this truth. You can't be stagnant. If she's a god and you're following a god, that's idolatry, that's spiritual fornication, that's adultery with another god. Am I telling people to go around splitting marriages? Of course not. There's steps to every little thing. Some people came in this and they thought just because they got with this person in the beginning because they was fine that they was going to be in it forever. No, some people don't come in it for the same reason sometimes. And the sad part about it is the kids are there. So just going forth as a nation, be very wise in how you do things. Now that you have the wisdom. He that lacketh wisdom, ask for it. Because we'll tell you if you get with a sorry, slothful man, or we'll tell you if this sister, she might be a good sister, but you're gonna be more of a psychologist and a doctor and trying to get her in when she may not be trying to get herself in. If you have to be more of a doctor instead, because a man's gonna teach a woman anyway and guide her and wash her in the word. But if you have to be like actually, you have to, if she's mentally unstable or she's just demonically filled with, soul ties to the point to where she just throwing things around, yelling, slamming things all over the place, let me tell you. And you trying to be calm because you know you can't be a Judah gorilla or they put you in prison. See? Not that it's good to do that anyway, but you know you got, in this society, you got to stay calm and quiet. I'm calling 911. Or I'm calling my brothers or, my homies or... And then she get right back with you. Oh, no, brother, that ain't the one. Your life will be wandering in the wilderness. And let me tell you, and you will know if you've been doing it for 5, 10 years already, 20 years, you will know like you still have not gone anywhere. It's still the same thing. And you have people like that in the world who've been doing that. They'll break apart for like 10 years and get back together because they've tried it with other people, and guess what? They found out their misery loves company, meaning a wicked woman is given to the portion of a wicked man. He's psychologically thinking that she belongs to him. He's starting to look at himself like, man, am I a good man? I do right. You know what I mean? Like this dude, young men become delusional when they deal with poor sisters who have been molested and it's not the sister's fault. So we're not blaming the sisters. But if you have to work more hard than her being a helpmeet, because you're going to guide her and teach her for what you want. But if you got to be a psychologist or a doctor too, brother, you're not going to produce fruit. And the more children you have, life is going to become harder like that. I'm telling you this. I'm telling y'all the truth. I'm teaching to the healing of a nation right now. This is through wisdom of history of our people and the curses. Okay? So, stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure. She gonna get an everlasting body in the kingdom. You can work her out if you feel like she ain't got enough shape or whatever. The new generation knows how to do that. They get up in that gym and you get all the shape you want from the work. I'm gonna tell you right now. Even white girls is doing it. So white girls is doing it. You're naturally blessed, and you're like, well, Elder, why I can't gain weight? Start eating and get your behind in the gym, and the man will be happy. So if she don't got that, don't not choose her all the time for that. Sometimes it's women who has that already. When they get pregnant, it's hard for them to deal with that because either they have hormone issues or postpartum depression, whatever the case may be. Thyroid issues or thoughtfulness. See? And you wanted all the extra and even more came that you can't deal with. When you first got on a honeymoon, you could pick her up. Now it may not be as easy. So you got to know what you want. If you want that, that's what you get. If you don't, I'm just teaching all levels of it. Some men like, nah, Elder, I don't care what you talk about. I like them like this. And guess what? I'm going to be like, brother, that's what you like? There you go. I ain't going to get in your way. I'm not here to tell no man of how to get it, but I'm saying I have to give the young man, instead of them coming back to complaining to us, talking about, Elder, I didn't know, this was going to happen. Listen, so we giving wisdom, brother. You have to know how it all works on every level. So you can't come back to complain to us. If you lack wisdom, seek it. See? All right. A woman, if she maintained her husband, is full of anger and impudence and much reproach. So you got another situation where women is like the man. They don't want to be. It's a hard job playing two roles. So they can now not see success or results because they're taking care of a husband and the roles are backwards. And then the husband gets so used to playing the wife role, it don't work right after a while. The husband need to be like, listen, you've been holding it down for enough. It's time for me to go out and put the shoes back on and the boots. I appreciate what you're doing, but don't get too comfortable, brother. You're gonna become delusional. You might as well put the apron on. You might as well gonna get you the BBL Drizzy. Cause before you know it, she gonna be coming there butch. Yeah. What you cooking, husband? It's gonna be the total opposite. The way things going in America now. You might as well get you the BBL Drizzy if you do that too long. I'm gonna tell you. So if you gotta do it because you got bad history or something, it's things that can be cleared up on your record, or you can start your LLC. And instead of you working under somebody, you are a contractor. See, you probably never thought about that. You like, I can't get a job. It's okay, you can't get a job. A LLC is a whole person. You get you a LLC, and yeah, you might have was going to do one job to work under somebody. No, now you can just actually be a contractor to a company. And this is not taught to our brothers and sisters. I can't get a job. Okay, my LLC would just be a contractor. See? And don't think you can't do it. It's all over Google and YouTube. How to set your LLC up. How to get your EIN. See? You have to study to do these things while the internet is up, while knowledge is there. I know a lot of people laughing, but this is a serious thing, though, that's plaguing the results of our people. A wicked woman abated courage, maketh heavy countenance, and wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress, make it weak hands and feeble knees. Before we went to war as Israelites, what would happen is they would dance for us, the young women, and the women would dance for us. We feel like warriors. We get to come back to our sisters, our mothers, our wives. But if it's all negativity, you've already defeated that man in his mind. See? Of the woman came sin, the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Knowing this, we should try to do better so we can receive results, guys. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty or freedom to gather abroad. So if you got a wife that's free and she trying to be a little free or well or something so she can tempt men, she may act like, I ain't there to tip men. You know that you should have on something better. And you know that men are just men. Men can be the most righteous man, but he can't help what he sees with his eyes. He might not say, Lord have mercy out loud, but in his mind, he might be like, Lord have mercy. Don't do that. That's not right. I'm trying to be righteous, and you're walking around here unrighteously. And some woman likes that attention. Just to do that, like, what's the little girl? Ariana Grande. All she sung about was taking another woman's man. Straight witch. This is witchcraft. If she go not as thou wouldst have her, cut her off from your flesh. Why did it say cut her off from your flesh? Because in the beginning, man and woman became one flesh. If she go not as thou wouldst have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. And you're probably saying, well, Christ said, listen, Christ is still with this. You know why? He said, whoever divorces his wife is except she commit adultery. What is the sin of a woman who does not go through her husband to get through Christ? What is rebellion if she's rebellious? The sin of idolatry and witchcraft. Spiritual adultery is idolatry, guys. It's not only talking about physical. If you got a woman who ain't following nothing you saying the whole time, and she's decided to be the man, that is idolatry. Only women in other religions and stuff do that. And a lot of times in other religions they don't. But what I'm telling you is, they may do that and eat them, but that's following another God. The Most High didn't say the image of him can operate that way. He said, no, the woman is the helpmeet, and she shall listen to her husband. That's in Genesis. That's how he created it. If you do something outside of that order, you're following another God, and it's called rebellion. It's the sin of a witch. So you've been trying to use Christ and just thinking that he's saying, let me tell you, no, Christ did not tell you. He said, servants be subject unto your masters. Women, listen to your own husband and learn from him at home, your own husband. Oh! Am I promoting that people should split and don't try? That's not, I'm never going to say that. I'm not the devil. I ain't got nothing to do with nobody relationship. Y'all deal with the Most High on that. I counsel to help. But after a while, if you act like you guys can't help yourself, you deal with yourself and the Most High on that. I ain't splitting anything. I ain't got nothing to do with none of that. I'm not finna get judged for that. But once a man is tired, just like they say, when a woman's fed up, ain't nothing you can do about it. Men, listen, men gonna have to step their game up with this too. That's why the Bible had to say, remember Lot's wife. Okay? So women, and this is the thing. Men a lot of times be getting women nowadays. Sometimes there's nothing wrong with that because we were all in the curses. None of us did things perfect. Gets women with children, and women lack the appreciation. This man is treating her good and the children, and she's still trying to act like she's just some type of God he need to worship. Hold up, you was not a virgin when I got you. You better calm that down. I don't have to take care of your children made by another man. You better get your mind right. See? Be in more of appreciation, especially if you are past the age of the vibrancy of marriage, which is usually, 18 to 30, modern day. After that, you need to be in some really good appreciation because you're past that. And I know people was hating Kevin Samuels when he was saying that, but it's the truth. When you come in, press the like button. This is just to humble our nation to bring us back to where we're supposed to be. We teaching our daughters and our sons the right way. So it's appreciation for the Most High's grace of bringing us back through his strength. See? So I want to show you guys just some encouragement really quick. And then I'm going to open up the lines. And it got late, man, but I had to bring these scriptures out. I had to bring them out. Let me show you, and this is just on a exercise health level, that is no excuse for our people to see results. A lot of you probably have seen this before. Fair use for educational purposes only. Because it starts with taking care of the temple of the body. If that's healthy, the mind can work. The gut can work. And now you can produce good fruit. Because if you're stressed and you don't got blood flow going on, how can you produce spiritual things? It's not about everybody got to look swole. Everybody got their own shape that they want. But you want to make sure that you're healthy, that blood is flowing, that you're moving. A lot of women always say, I'm going to look butch if I work out. You are a liar and you're lazy. That's just another lazy excuse. You don't know what you're talking about. You will not look butch because you don't produce the hormones to look butch. Okay? Stop using that as an excuse. I'm going to look butch. You can't look butch. When you see people looking butch, you have been deceived. Listen. I have worked around professional bodybuilders for years who take steroids and all that. The women you see looking butch are taking steroids. They're taking steroids, people. Testosterone, not the herbs, because women needs to take herbal testosterone more in food as well. That's why I have female enhancement. It has the balance of testosterone that woman needs for her hormones. So when you work out with that, it balances you the right way. You pump both. You just pump less of it. And you keep that skin tight with it. Fair use for educational purposes only.
I am Ernestine Shepherd.
85 years old.
85 years of age, and guess what? I've still got it.
Still got it, indeed. This octogenarian athlete refuses to let anything stop her.
What I say? She refuses to let anything stop her. She's not coming with no excuses. Oh, you know how people get, oh, I'm getting 50, I'm getting old. You're not getting old. Who told you that? Caleb was 80 years old, able to come out and go in from war. That's because you chose to not work out. Sometimes you wait too late. It's not too late, but sometimes, hey, it is a little bit, because you could look a lot better if you learn how to get that skin, you understand, temper it right from working out. See, you got to cure that skin now. It ain't never too late. But beyond diet, working out is making people live longer, even beyond diet. Proven facts. Not that you should eat unhealthy, but bodybuilding is making people live longer than any vegan, than any food protein. Obviously, they have to eat, but it's the bodybuilding making people live longer. I'm telling you the truth. I know this for a fact through studies. Okay?
My mantra is determined, dedicated, disciplined to be fit, to get out and exercise. I don't let anything get in the way.
Ernest,
I don't let, excuse her, dressing like this and all that, but I'm eating the meat and spitting out the bones. I'm looking at the mindset she has. Some people need to learn how to have this mindset that I am going to have faith and nothing is going to get in the way of it. See?
56 years old, with a promise to her sister Velvet shortly before she passed away.
She held her head up and said, I want you to promise me that you will continue to help others to live a positive, confident lifestyle.
See that? This is what we are promoting. Results. Let me tell you, you probably like, Elder, well, why are you showing exercise? You know why? Because exercise is going to promote discipline in the rest of your life. It's going to make you feel good. It's going to help you drop stress. It's the truth. It's the truth. Some people tell you, just go vegan. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that either. Whatever you want to do. I tell you don't, personally, unless you need a detox to clean yourself out of fast. Personally, the nutrients are not bioavailable enough, and I've already proven that. But people can do what they want. I'm not gonna be negative about it. I'm telling you, if you just walking, it's nothing wrong with walking. don't want to discourage you from walking. But if you want to produce some real results, pick up some weights. Start doing some push-ups, even if it's on your knees. Start doing some squats, even if you have to hold the bed. But you can start off with walking to warm yourself up. Do jumping jacks. Get you some bands if you can't afford a gym. See? It's a lot of things you can do, guys. But this is building muscle burns fat. A lot of sisters have a nice shape already, but where they'll go just get on a treadmill. Treadmill is a waste of time. All you're doing is burning calories, and when you go home, you put them right back on. I just gave you some game. You must build muscle to burn fat. Burning calories does not burn fat because it comes back on if you just keep eating the same thing. You're really just you just wasted your time going to the gym. I'm just telling you the truth. If it don't build muscle, it ain't burning fat. Building muscle burns fat in your sleep. It's a difference between burning calories and burning muscle. Fair use for educational purposes only.
A 70-year-old woman can squat a 100-kilogram bar without experiencing any knee pain. Her incredible strength and vitality demonstrate that age is just a number. She shows us that with proper attention to health and diet, anyone can achieve great physical strength.
Look at sis. No
This
games.
remarkable 70-year-old.
Let me tell you, sis, she dropped that weight listen, yeah, I did that. Let me get out the way of this weight so it don't fall on me. Sis did that. Are you kidding me? I told y'all my 2-year-old gets up in the morning and nobody have to tell her. She no, I'm working out. Because guess what? Someone's being a good example to her. Someone is being a good example to her. Okay? Come on, my sisters. You got this thing. It ain't going to happen overnight, but you got it. You can do it. And guess what? Some of y'all well, my skin going to look a certain way. Well, guess what? Hey, work out, and if you feel it got a little too out of hand, if you got to go fix a few things up, there's experts that deals with that. Yes, it's going to cost you a little money, but you know why? But, you let that go. It's not your fault, but it is. So, hey, if you got to do that, but just know you're still going to get an everlasting body down the line, but you still want to be able to be healthy. You still want to be able to be confident. And we got to be true about it. See? Look at Lizzo. Lizzo, y'all can put out this little negative thing about me, but she listen, I'm not going to keep having people shame me. I'm about to get on my grind. And look at how much she's losing. Candace Owens even listen, I know Lizzo was out there doing whatever, but it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. Just telling y'all. Build muscle. Walking ain't gonna do it. You're gonna be walking 40 years, same weight. I'm just telling you the truth. I have to tell y'all the truth to set you free. You know how many people I've seen walking, even people who are skinny, and they don't really gain a shape necessarily that a man kind of likes. Men like black women. Some men like black women skin thin. That's them. But some of us boom, bada bang, and weights does that. If you walk, ain't none of that happening. I'm telling you the truth. Now, if you get a little older and you're hey, I don't want all of that, that's okay too. But I'm telling you, if you do, that's the way to go. And if you don't even want that, it's still going to help you to live longer. That's a promise. If you're serious and consistent.
Now, me and Lizzo went at it, and people...
Fair use for educational purposes only. Listen, people, you can do what you want to do, but I'm going to say it again, very simple. Body build and lift weights. You can do all of this jumping around and all of that stuff. That's good too, but that just really, it burns fat because you're just jumping all day long. There's nothing wrong with that. That's good too. But I'm telling you, if you want to keep some shape, because once you burn everything down, that's the muscle you'll have. And you'll be looking I don't have no booty no more behind, because you didn't focus on building it. You just lost all the weight and you didn't realize you was shaped a little weird because you didn't build and balance your body out. So a lot of people will just lose weight and think, there's nothing wrong with just losing weight. But if you start to now fall into the trap of, oh man, I don't have this, type of shape, elders giving you the wisdom now. balance, body build is balance. You're working every muscle. So as you burn fat, and if you want to do the little jumping around stuff too that they do in all of these gyms, there's nothing wrong with that, because at least you're getting active. You know, it's going to meet each other halfway. Okay? Because a lot of people, I have to put this out there because a lot of people don't know. There's many experts who think you just exercise and it's just going to happen for you. After a while, you're going to see like, dang, how does this person have this and that? Because they know what they're doing. It's the actual way to learn how to do this stuff, okay?
Were basically trying to say that I was fat phobic, because I believe Lizzo is incredibly talented. I have some of her music actually on my phone. Her Truth Hurts song, thought that was really fun and catchy. I'ma hit you back in a minute. Well, I guess a prayer was answered because Lizzo posted herself working out. She just writes, if you're reading this, remember that you can do anything you put your mind to.
Come on, Lizzo.
We
rooting for you, baby.
And she looks amazing. Like, she has lost a ton of weight. She should be promoting like real health, not people trying to tell you that for your
reps. Don't be doing no 5 reps. Let's go. 10 or more reps. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Mental health. It's okay for you to eat McDonald's breakfast, lunch, and dinner if that's what makes you feel good. Not by trying to make you think that there's glamour, but this, like saying, hey, it doesn't matter where you are or where you're starting, you can make a difference. And she's absolutely right. So I just want to say congratulations to Lizzo. Please unblock me. It's all love. We can work out together. I love working out. Me and Lizzo working out together, that would be amazing.
I love Candace, man. I mean, Candace just has humility. She, you know, she even says when she doesn't know something, oh, I didn't know that. I just love it. And I love how she reached back out to Lizzo and said, you know, I was wrong. I love what this sister is doing. That's called being positive. Candace is learning, man. I'm going to tell you right now. Boy, and Most High's working with that sister. She's working with her. I'm telling you right now. Hey, and you know, Kanye, he's going through his little thing, but a lot of the people who with Disney got brainwashed again. So you don't count your people out. I wouldn't say he's a teacher, you know, but at least out of a lot of people, he's actually not afraid to voice some of those things. Okay? He's definitely not a teacher. I can tell you that. Not saying he can't be and won't be one day, but right now, no. Let's see who we got here. Okay, excuse the guys got shirts off, but I mean, we grown-ups here. I know you guys be watching little shows. You're going to see a man with his shirt off. That's just what it is, okay? So we have 70-year-old man here. So I don't need nobody talking about I'm 50, I'm getting old. Man, get that garbage out of here. We don't want to hear that. We listen, we come from Judah. Let me tell you. Gad, Benjamin, Levi. Men who said I was 80 years old. This man's 70. I worked out with a 70-year-old swole guy. And let me tell you, he was in more shape than me and swoller than me. And and guess what? He was still able to lift heavy, but he wasn't being unwise with it. But dude will knock you out. I can tell you right now. 70 years old. I think he was 68. Dude, he's like, after I work out, man, I take 10 pounds and I just box into place. I think he said 5 or 10 pounds into place. Let me tell you, dude feel like concrete. Okay? So we got to rise Judah back up. No more this lazy garbage. And listen, we don't need you to be too Abercrombie and Fitch either. It's not just about the 6-pack abs, because sometimes somebody will punch you and blow through you. Okay? So you got to balance it out.
Yes. 70. This is how 70 looks, people.
Come on now.
In 2021, this is how 70 looks. Talk to him. Yeah, money. Let's go.
Come on, OG. What?
Clean.
What excuses y'all have out there? Are you seeing results? These people see results because they come day after day and put in the time and the discipline. Any of y'all can look like these people. Any of you.
Clean, y'all. Let's go. Get money. Get money, OG. This is what 70 looks like. This is what 70 looks like.
Come on, baby. 70. What? Some people who's young can't even do this. Some people whose teenagers can't even do this. What you talking about? I don't know. I must have been born in a different time around different men. We don't make excuses. I don't even bring them around me. I'm getting old, Elder. No, you got lazy.
Nursing home what? What nursing home? What you talking about? Let's get
What
money.
nursing home?
Let's go. Get that paper. Let's go. Come on. Pop out. Let's go.
My brothers in New York. Shout out to my brothers in New York. Boy, they be on them bars.
He's getting reps in. Come on. Money, 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 money,
Endurance
money.
on the bar.
Let's go. Paper. Yes, yes.
Talking about Judah. This what Judah.
Come on.
The children of the world is wiser than the children of the kingdom. This dude ain't in the truth, but he out there grinding. So you need to take the wisdom of the truth and still keep the grind that you had in the world. Stop playing.
Let's go. They said, oh, he's not 70. How could a 70-year-old move like that?
Boy doing a plank.
He is 70. You add 40 to that, he 110. Let's go. He's getting the money. He's getting the money.
Getting that
This
money.
Is what 70 looks like in 2021. Talk to him.
Yeah. That's what the elders is. Let me tell you, that's how the elders, the elderly men supposed to be. Still teaching the young men to stay your behind in shape. Not to, man, I'm getting old. The woman cook good. I got the pot belly. Man, listen. I get it, but I don't get that. I'm not feeling that.
Let's go. Give me the ab move. You know the ab move. You know what I mean? Dragonfly. Dragonfly. 70-year-old dragonfly.
Show him, Judah.
Yeah. Shouts to Loaded Lugs. Shouts to Yeah, man. Bruce Leroy.
See?
Shouts to Loaded Lugs, man.
Come on, I'm gonna just show this and listen.
Come on.
Come on, OG.
Different.
Come on. So you don't want to just
70
you don't want
years
to.
old.
Sorry, I'm talking over the music. You don't want to just not be able to use your body weight either. See, I still can do all of these moves. Even though y'all see me lifting 400 pounds on incline, I can still do the muscle up the plank. You also want to be able to master the body weight. Take your time and pace it. He didn't just get here overnight. He come working at it, taking time. It's a lot of people out here like this, 70, 60, 50. You guys can do it. And this park is free if you don't have the finances to get to the gym. But we also want to work on that too. Until we get the finances to go to the gym, let's work on the finances too. Let's see how we can work on the finances. Okay? But once again, I'm going to teach you about business. Don't always, it's good to sell to the Hebrews, but a successful business really can survive also in the world. So you really just need to start to work on your marketing in the world. A successful business. So are you telling me the Gentiles is more successful than us? You understand than anything? Of course, because it's their kingdom, but all we're lacking is wisdom. Learn how to use or pay somebody who's good at marketing so you can sell to the world like they sell to us. We're the biggest spenders. If nobody support me. I'm always hearing people, nobody support. Guys, you're saying this to a broken people who's trying to learn how to be a kingdom again. You don't hear the Asians talking about who don't support me, the white people. They got the corniest commercials ever. State Farm is there. How they selling insurance with these corny commercials? Listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Get you a corny commercial. Huh? Whatever your business is, get you one of the Esau corny commercials. And sell to the world, not just the Hebrews. See? Come on now. That's when you can tell if you were actually not going to be in the truth, if you were going to actually be able to be successful. But the Most High, obviously, he only opened doors, a lot of doors when we were in the truth. But you have that wisdom now to be an ambassador, be peacemakers in the world. And the truth. Balance it out. We buying all of their products, let them buy some of our products too. If you have Hebrew on every little thing, who's going to buy that? Some people, you got to understand, some Muslims don't like, because, the so-called Jewish people, because, so now you've messed up your customers with that. So you have to be a universal, or you can have one product for the world, one for the Hebrews, or you can just balance it out all around. You have to use wisdom, because you get so upset. Why the Hebrews ain't gonna support? I told y'all that a long time ago, that some of them won't, because they get jealous of one another, and everybody wants to sell the same thing or do the same thing. Show that you will be able to do some of these things now that you have wisdom in the world too. Not jumping on top of each other, bringing the crab in the bucket mentality right back here. Okay?
I mean,
and some of you don't know what it takes to build and go through things. It takes time.
30 years young. My bad. No disrespect. This is what 70 looks like in 2021, people.
All right? So it's a little late. I don't know. I told my wife, I said, boy, I'm going to be on for an hour. Oh, man. I said, I'm going to be on for an hour. But I ended up being on for too long. See? So, I tell you what, this is what we'll do. We will do some call-ins. My next lesson. And we will just say, are you seeing results? Part 2. And I would like to hear the people's results. And if you're not seeing results, say, hey, you know what? I'm not seeing results, but I don't want to hear your marriage drama. I don't want to hear no drama. I want to hear, like, you know what? This is probably why I'm not receiving results. Can you help me? And we talking about general, not in every little detail. We'll do it like that. Okay? So that, and you can feed off of some of the other people, how they're receiving results, what they're doing. Since I started the truth, this is what I'm doing. I've started a business, or I've started a family. I got me a great husband or a great wife. I've been able to do this now. This is what we want to hear. So I'm going to do some call-ins next week. Are you seeing results? Part 2. Call-ins. Peace and blessings. I'm your boy, Rawchaa Gabar, Elder Rawchaa Gabar, and I hope that you were informed tonight. Make sure that you check out the lesson with Elder Rawchaa tomorrow, Deacon Hazak on Thursday, Elder Moore Friday night, Patreon Friday, Saturday we gonna hit you again with the Sabbath lesson, and Sunday, historytimes.org for the Hebrew and Bible Academy. Are you seeing results? I hope so after this lesson. Peace and blessings. All right.
The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited.